I see you, sir.
Just pulling up this bad boy, running the latest hotfix patch. I
So
have not messed with it at all.
I can tell you what. I went with your recommendation. I swapped the 30 springs out of the aiming stick and put 20s back in it. I've gotten a lot better.
Really? Yeah, it's been a little bit better for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had been flying with the 20s for a while, so it was probably a little bit more disjarring for me when I put the 30s in and felt the difference.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, great for the throttle stick in my opinion. Not so much for
If you
the
come
aim.
by Seraphim, I got a present for you. In fact,
Oh,
I got
really?
four. Mm.
See, I am firing up the whole sea from bedlog state, which is nice. Chilling out here in dead space. Set course for Seraphim Station.
I'd I'd love to get a group together for a line in mine, but we'd need some dudes for that.
Probably wouldn't be too hard to put something together for that. Probably during more normal business hours, I suppose, versus.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But you need some dudes.
About how many do you think?
Well, you need a couple guys mining to get everything. You need a couple guys in the airspace with a kill on sight order, and some ground runners.
Sounds about an 8 to 10 crew right there.
Yeah, when we did it, we were on a server with about 40 people on it, and we had about 8 guys running it.
That's like a fourth of the server.
Yeah, and the one guy we had up in the air, he basically asked us. He goes, "Y- "You guys need no interruptions?" Yeah, no interruptions. He goes, "All right, I got it."
Got it. Kill
But
everybody. Roger, Dodger.
but yeah, but every 8 seconds you hear the ship blow up.
Damn.
Like we're getting shelled in the hull.
What was he? What ship was he running in?
F8 Sea Lightning.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That is a ship I wish I could get my hands on.
And they're
Oh
currently on
well.
sale in the shop right now.
Wait,
If
really?
you want to cha-ching, cha-ching.
Oh no, no, absolutely. I last time I checked, they weren't available.
Yeah,
I've got a
it's
lot of
there.
store credits sitting around.
I don't.
Yeah, well, I thought that the Ironclad was purchasable now and ready.
Um,
It's
there's
currently
a reason
not.
why I don't have any store credit. It's that big, massive white and orange thing that's on our shipyard page.
You don't say. Where are you, Anvil?
Should be at the top of the list. It was up there a couple days ago. Let me double check it.
Oh no, you're good. I'm trying to get to the actual company. There we go. Wasn't wanting me to
Yep,
load up.
nope, it's still there.
On the pledge store?
Yep.
I wonder if you have special permissions to get it because for me,
Oh, right, because I'm Evo.
yeah, F8 Sea Lightning available for purchase, flight ready. Or sorry, unavailable for purchase, flight ready.
Wow. It doesn't have any weird tags on it.
Yeah, with the Lightning and the Executive Edition, neither of them are available for me. It'd be
Hmm.
sweet if there was like a concierge option or something. Might be worth taking a peek at. Oh, I've forgotten how to get to that. Hang on. Nope. It's not my hangar, is it? No, it's out dashboard.
Yeah.
That's here. It changed the look of it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. They had we had the Valk on the ground. With all the geos and boxes in it. And 3 dudes in the sky, 1 glaive, 1 F8C, and then one Gladius.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, no, nothing. Which is all good. What is up? They fix cargo elevators on outposts. I do not know yet. I would doubt it. I don't know if that has been addressed at all in the latest hotfix. I'd be very doubtful. Surface elevators, I should say. I haven't had really any issues with the distribution centers. Those have been pretty good.
I did
Well, I guess I should do a little intro spiel. I forgot. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Captain Deadwick live stream for our Monday 3 to 5 session. Gonna test the whole sea. Gonna play around with some things in the latest hotfix. See what's going on. See if there's any improvements to server stability. Should be fun. I am popping into Seraphim Station now. This might be a good spot to Yo, Lawless! What's up, dude? About to go to sleep here soon. I've been hanging out at the mining areas all day, getting equipment, ship parts, cards. Well, good stuff. We were actually just talking about wanting to get some guys together at some point here soon and throwing into the event.
some dudes.
Gonna need some dudes. Probably have to dip into the Discord and see if we can get 8 to 10 people together and go crazy. This will be the week to do it before I start my classes next week. I know during the day, different people are working and doing stuff, so it might be a little hard to coordinate, but we'll try.
Approved to dock.
Oh, yep, that's right, mounted dock. Here we go. Are we in the same server?
Yes.
Awesome. Wasn't sure. I'll be docked up here in a moment. Seraphim to me always seems to be in the shadow of Orson and just looking ominous as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what's up, Bearded Prince? Good to see you. I wonder, I haven't seen if there are any intergalactic delivery missions from Seraphim out of here. It's one of the gateways. Might be station-to-station stuff, which I could do as well. Oh, I see. We came in at an angle here. Gotcha. Alright. I know. Don't get too worried there, big girl. We're just coming into dark. She said, whoa, we're heading in there pretty fast, man. There we are. Just direct our velocity towards that docking arm. Got plenty of blue and red cards. Don't mind handing them off if I'm unavailable. Sounds good, man. Well, hopefully we can have you available to go. That'd be sick. We're not doing it this morning or anything. Not right now. That's not today's agenda.
Yeah, no. I won't be up long enough for that agenda.
Yeah.
That shit takes time.
And man, I can't wait till the docking is all ready to go because I'm getting really good at bringing this sucker in. All right. Engaging auto dock. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. I hear it going zzzz, like it's powering up, and I'm like, just don't do it, please. Just be nice. Dock to the station. Everything's fine.
Docking complete. Engines off.
You know, I get why they do it, but I always feel like, how dare you turn my engines off without me doing it? Like, what? What? You don't have permission to be turning my shit off? At the same time, it makes sense. Oh, actually, let me put my thing here in performance mode. There we go. Just to make sure it runs as smooth as possible. Let's close the ship up. Sweet. Docking arm is actually here. The last time I did this, messing with the whole sea, the docking arm was doing that thing where it was, like, non-existent when you were docked.
Yep.
And that just feels all kinds of sketchy. That.
I robbed these off a Saber this morning.
Oh. Head over to your hangar.
Yep. We have to do this a certain special way because all I did was pull them off the Saber and put them on my ship.
Wow. Let me out. There we go. Hello, Valkyrie. I like the look, too. Nice, dude.
Thanks, sir.
Oh, hello.
So if you want to go ahead and get on the cargo terminal, I'll go ahead and put them on there, and then you can just send it down.
Okay,
If there's
sure.
any issues with the cargo terminals getting funky, let me know when you're on it.
Are you actually in the terminal?
Yes.
Yeah, I am in the terminal.
All right. You see them appearing?
No, not yet.
All right. All right. Go ahead and get off the terminal.
All right, I'm off.
All right. And now check it.
Okay, I've got 4 registering.
Cool. Go ahead and send them.
Yeah, dude. Oh, the Saber's gonna be so happy. Shit, man, thanks.
Heck yeah, man.
That armor's still looking sick as ever. Dude, those freaking things glow.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a nightlight
Yeah, a little bit.
in the dark.
Cool, if anybody's scared of the dark, we'll just stay close to you and try not to piss ourselves.
I don't know. We got something for that.
Jesus. I have never actually managed to find one of those.
I think I have a spare one in Orison. I think.
Oh, that's cool. I need to get into doing some of the ground play with you at some point. Bunkers and shit.
Yeah, they're it's
Yo, what the? Oh, you. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that?
You want to know what happens if you undercharge it?
It lobs?
Yes.
What? Can you imagine a magnetic rail bullet lobbing?
Yeah.
What the hell? Ha! Frisk coming in. Whoa, well, I managed to catch early bird. Walking glow stick, he calls you. Yeah, essentially. Where's the rave, bro?
Something.
What is the... Is this the Mojave? On the Valkyrie? Or...
It is the Liberator Gray, I think they call it.
That is my speed for sure. That looks good.
Yeah, Liberator Gray. I'm about to send this thing back down again. Just lost my HQ. But it's kept my Geo.
Yeah, I have not spent a whole lot of time in these things. It's sweet, though. Is this a frickin'... Yeah.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
It's got its turrets.
No.
Woo!
All the bottom is the bottom's nothing but your drop seats. All the way to the front turret. Then upstairs is all the habs and bunks and stuff.
And this thing got some love, right, as far as its power for this patch? Meaning, or actually, you can control the wing turrets now. You don't have to be
Yes.
remote. Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of those ships that got some more turrets slaved to the pilot.
Yep. I wish they'd fix its hull health, but yeah, other than that, yes, it has gotten quite a bit
Yeah.
low.
I do remember hearing that it's got rather low hull HP
Yes.
for the kind of ship it is, since it needs to be able to survive long enough to get people in and out of the hot zones.
Yep.
So we got the Omni Skies on port starboard wing, and we got some NDBs on the forward turret.
Yep.
What is this bottom? Oh, both turrets. They just weren't showing up. Got it.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Well, that's kind of dangerous. Those are NDB 30s, yeah?
Yeah.
Are those size 4 wing hardpoints or size 3?
Size 4.
Oh shit, hell yeah. This thing's a beast then.
Yeah. It's got the it's basically got total of 6 size 3s to the front and 2 size 4s.
6
you have a
size
top
3s.
turret.
Is there a top 2? Oh shit.
Yeah, top turret's manned, bottom turret's manned, and then the 2 guns under the nose and the 2 wings are slaved to the pilot.
Okay, gotcha. So you've got 4 weapons that you can fire, and then the 2 man turrets can make it a real day. A real bad day.
Yeah.
Well, that is sick.
She
90
flies
cargo
great,
space is
great.
pretty good upgrade for the Valk as well. 90? Damn, okay. That puts it in a good, solid, like, entry medium class hauling category, too.
Yep.
Well, good shit, Anvil. It's about time the Valkyrie got some love.
Although it doesn't stop.
It is. It has the retro thrusters are pretty bad.
Oh, they're a deplorable, but
Actually, they seem
with
non-existent.
the mass changes.
Huh?
With the mass changes of 4.1, this thing does not stop to save its life. But you can circle around, and it stops a hell of a lot better than.
I was about to say, this thing needs a hockey stick stop.
Yeah, you got all but hockey stop it.
Yep. Use those VTOL engines to your advantage.
Yep.
I'm glad it got some love, man. Same with the Corsair. There are a lot of these boats that needed some love, and I'm just hoping they get a whole lot more love, but a little bit.
It's about time that other things got to dethrone the Constellation for its title contender weight. Hate to say it like that, but
I mean, it's true, though. It's been kind of the undisputed king to the point where the people are trying to compare it more to like a Starlancer, which is a ship size above, and yet the Connie is still better in the combat aspect.
yeah.
At least solo.
You behind the line?
Yep, I'm behind the line.
Cool. I'm gonna send this thing down.
Marco,
and
what's
send it-
up?
Go.
Hey, this is actually the Anvil Valkyrie that's going down with really badass, like military gray livery on it. This is the dropship by Anvil that, it's been kind of neglected for a while. It's meant to be carrying in the troops and to be a little bit of a powerhouse on its own to get in and get out. Kind of like the Anvil version of the Cuddy Black, a bigger version of the Cuddy.
It's been the workhorse of our Line in Mine.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it definitely is the workhorse of the Align of Mine event. Because it actually requires a bunch of people in it. This would have been a great patch to showcase the Prowler as well, if it wasn't messed up.
Yeah.
Because I think there's an issue with the cockpit killing everybody, or when it stops.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a
It has-
problem.
It has no like internal cabin G dampeners. So you just pancake.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, I got a couple people that are enjoying the ship. If I hop in and give them a little tour. Yeah, guys, if you want to see. What's up, Kevin? Yeah, this is the Anvil Valkyrie in a very stylish, I don't remember if you told me the name of the livery, but...
Liberator Gray.
Liberator Gray. Yeah, this is a beautiful ship by Anvil. meant to, kind of like the Drake Corsair, sort of compete with the Constellation class ships. Oh, you got your skew boxes in here now. Wasn't this originally the drop area, or they've completely switched it to cargo?
Yeah, so go through the 2 bottom doors.
Like we got a Jeffries tube right here in the middle. I love the use of ladders. So, popping in here. Oh yeah, the 2 sets of 10, right? Oh, very nice. And you get to put a rifle in between each seat, which is freaking awesome.
Yep.
That just looks sharp. And we got another door ahead of it, which goes to your, looks like your dorsal or ventral man turret down here.
Yep.
With component slots, but it hasn't gotten its gold pass yet, so these aren't really active.
Nope, not yet.
Very nice. Double drop seat area with a fat... Is this actually griddable 90 SEU space now?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's griddable 90, and so people can jank around even more than that. I think the one criticism I've seen is that, like, the actual living space areas are not cut off from the possible vacuum of space. What we got...
Yeah, it's 3
What are
high.
these? GT-210 Gatling turrets?
Yeah, you got, I believe there's...
One on each
Scorpions?
side for... Yeah, the Scorpions, I believe. Yeah,
door
because you can
gunners.
open these drop doors here, and you have these turrets available to provide cover fire as you're dropping your troops. And this does have a little ladder, too. You can get in and out of this side, as well as starboard side. Set up this Jeffries tube real quick. Been watching it get a hawk, but it also needs a little love. Or been wanting to get a hawk. Sorry, Lawless, my brain's still off. Hope they implement the subdue bounty soon for those ships with retainers. Yeah, man, for real. Yeah, here was the criticism. We got all these racks up here to crash out, including the upper man turret seat. But then it's just an open balcony space to the aft cargo area. So if that opens to vacuum, this is all in vacuum, and everybody's having a real bad day, aside from the pilot. And these 2 seats would operate your remote turrets and your port and starboard wing, the size 4s. But they are currently, and thankfully, slave to the pilot if nobody's in those seats. And then the one spot that does have a good airlock is the pilot. So hey, everyone else is fucked, but you know, you're good in the pilot seat if anything goes vacuum. But I do love also Anvil style with their cockpits. The visibility is pretty great. I think it even has a, down by your feet, you've got a couple of windows that you'd be able to look through.
Yep.
Yeah, this is an awesome ship. I always remember anytime it pops up in a bounty like a VHRT or something, it's like, oh, go for the Valkyrie first, man. A crewed Valkyrie hurts.
Yeah, they hurt.
They are punishing.
I understand why they're called kamikaze pilots, because they can't stop.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is pretty nice. How does it cope with stuffing extra cargo into the hallways? How many more SCU do you think you can get into it off grid? Kind of mess with that. You did some crazy shit with your Connie, your Andromeda.
So I'll put it to you this way: when we were out at Line of Mine, I was at the Hawthorne facility robbing guns off of every ship I could find, and I'll tell you what, I had this entire hallway, the upstairs and the downstairs, full of NDBs, attritions, and everything else in the sun, and they all made it back.
Oh, beautiful. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of extra space. Looks like it's got a nice... This thing could probably fit an Ursa in it with no issue.
Yeah.
It's fat.
Yeah, I had a
Blessed are the pilots.
Line of Mine, we had, I think, 4 Geos in here and 2 rocks.
Jeez. Hell yeah. Yeah, and Razgors, yes, you can definitely use your whole C for multiple rookie, junior, and medium rank missions. No problem. How well it's performing in this patch is a bit of a question, but I've had no issue. I did like 11 contracts with like 5 at a time stacked on the whole C at the member rank and below. It was great.
I'll tell you my favorite thing that I love about this ship. Let's say you get soft death and you got borders. You can defend from the top railing.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because you also have that middle bulkhead where the turret is for extra cover too if you need to.
Yep. But you
Yeah.
can defend this boat from the top railing.
Now, what if they're ingressing through port or starboard entry? That's underneath. And they can
Well,
come
then they'd
right
have
up.
to come with
Well,
ladder.
yeah, and you just have your barrel on the ladder and they're done, so.
Yeah, They have to be really committed to wanting to kill you at that point, and at that point, they're probably going to die getting up the ladder. But if they're just committed to your cargo, they're going to have to step out at some point. So,
Are these functional storage lockers? They are. What's up?
Yep.
That's awesome. I love a boat with some good storage. Oh man, 6 freaking full storage lockers. Yeah, this thing is dope, dude. I look forward to employing this bad boy.
It's still got the old school ramp thing though. It's just hover buttons.
Oh, they don't have the physicalized. I mean, there aren't too many ships I've seen that have it physicalized yet. I know that like the Drake Vulture is like the only ship I have with more of like a keypad button versus a hover button. Oh, you mean it's like actually over the ramp, or is it over the little?
It's literally right here. It's right dead in front of you. It says
Oh,
open door.
that's another tier. I was just thinking like of having, you know, just like how the hollow button on the C2s and such. You know.
No. This is like completely old.
Oh
school
yeah, I
stuff.
see it. It's like way out of here in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, this is going back to the early days.
Yeah. But
Oh well, that'll get handled.
went out and did some rock mining earlier. Got some of the new ore, the femoline or whatever it is. That stuff
Yeah.
actually smells pretty good. I made about 357K per skew. I brought in about 2 skews worth of it in about 2 hours. So
Did I hear that
solid
right?
700K.
Did you say 357 per skew?
Yeah.
What the? Okay.
So I mean, it takes 1,000 pieces to get a skew, but you know, rock.
Oh,
mining
that's
lasts
fair. That's
really
fair. I
good.
forget when you're dealing with like hand minables. The volumes are much. That's fair.
I mean, I was getting about 300 to 400 per pack of nodes because there was like 30 nodes out there. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's kind of nutty.
But yeah, it's been fun. Plus, it gives me flight time in this thing with the sticks because you know you're low cover flying, so you got to be kind of on your game.
And how's that been
Especially
since you've gotten them? You've been enjoying it?
I've thoroughly been enjoying it.
It takes you to a whole different level of immersion when you're flying these things with sticks.
Yeah, I got really frustrated with it on the first day because I went and did Pirate Swarm just as like a warm up thing, and I got absolutely hammered. Like, no questions asked, annihilated.
There's a little
And I was
learning
like-
curve.
And I'm like, don't get back on the mouse and keyboard. Just
Yup.
do it again until you get better. And
Well,
eventually I
'cause-
started getting the hang of it. The aiming is probably the hardest part.
Yeah, and it's just like when you're adjusting to this. I mean, this is an analogy that any car guy will get. Like when you're adjusting to the way different cars handle, even in video games too. You know, you kind of learn like where you need to actually, you know, apex your corner and let off to land right on your line when you're driving, and you kind of get that feel when you're aiming your stick. Like you learn kind of when to naturally off your compensation to drop your crosshair right where the enemy's gonna be. It just takes that
Yep.
syncing with your sticks. But you get there quick, especially the more you get into all that battle and get frustrated.
Yep.
I mean, you saw me when I was desperately trying to go at that frickin' F8 in Arena Commander. I could not believe how punishing that guy was, and I just, at one point with the Gladius, went into Ultra Instinct mode and just tore him up, but I couldn't kill him. I got him red, but then blacked out, and he took me out again.
Yep.
I feel like, I haven't seen it officially, but I'm wondering if the F8 might have gotten a buff. Or that
Well,
guy
it's-
was just genuinely a great pilot, and I got severely humbled that day.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's the second option because
I do too.
the F8 got nerfed.
I knew the handling got nerfed hard. That's why I was so blown away. I was like, I should not be struggling this hard. But he was doing really good at defensive area control. Like he was keeping himself back, and I kept having to dump all of my boosts to get
Yeah.
close enough to actually make the control matter.
Yep, and that's something I noticed with the two guys that we were running with for a line of mine. Like they were in the air, and it was literally a glaive and an F8C, and the F8C would keep them at arm's length, and the glaive would just be hot on their heels.
Yeah, if you got a combo
up
like
with
that too, to where they can't
Plasma
breathe.
cannons.
Yep. Yeah, that was a really humbling event. Because that F8, I remember his name, Lightning Sid X. I'll never forget it. That guy tore it. Kuza was there. What was it? I probably went at him like 20 times.
Yeah, and
Between
they got mad.
Well, I didn't even. It wasn't even. I was frustrated, but it was also. It was like 5:30. Like I had to go to the gym. Like I was pushing my stream so much past because I'm so competitive and I wanted him. I wanted just one splash, but I kept going at him in the Gladius, the Hornet, and it just didn't matter, man. He was fantastic.
Yep.
But I was
Yeah, every once
I
in a
was
while.
getting heated. I was like, fuck, because I get overly competitive.
Yep. Every once in a while, man, you find somebody who's got your number, and there's just nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, take it as a learning experience and dream
Yep.
about them for a few days and come to terms with it, accept it.
Yep. It's just like in Supply or Die. There was a guy when I was at an obituary helping a buddy of mine turn in his quest for the 10 and ice. Man, there was a guy out there in a Firebird that literally could not get me to save his life. I mean, this dude, I killed him. He went back to this. He respawned at the station, got back in the Firebird again, came back out, tried to duke it out with me, and he kept trying to do the classic Firebird thing where they jettison past you, and then they whip their missiles out, and they try to missile spam you with 6
Yep.
missiles, like in the 3-click distancing that they have. And my missiles, my flares are on a rapid clicker. You're not getting me with that.
Yep.
You're not gonna get me with the six Thunderbolt missile dump. It's not happening. So I just killed him over and over again in a Saber Comet, and to the point where he
Well,
finally
and
just
he's
said in
also
chat,
dealing with a stealth ship of his own, or dealing with something like the Saber is different than missile dumping a Hornet or something that can't find you.
right. So the poor. I kind of felt bad for him, and finally at the end of the chat, he was like, "All right, I give. Good fight." I'm like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna let you know the missile dump Firebird method doesn't always work on everybody, and if it doesn't, then you gotta change your game plan up."
Yeah, those who are experienced with Firebirds and you just know you're automatically going to tick up your auto dump flare count to that 5, 6, 8, whatever, because it's almost
12.
like one or two per missile these days.
Yep.
Let me put that away. Get back into this chat here. What's up, Matt? How's the hotfix? It's we're about to find out. Just got a lovely gift of some indie bees from our buddy Captain Kuza here, and I'm gonna head over to Everest and see if we can make anything happen with this whole sea. Is she open? Why is she registering open? What the hell? Alright. Maggie's already acting up. Haven't
That
even
didn't take long.
haven't even opened her, dude. Haven't done anything, and she's just showing up at the docking collar with her splines looking all messed up. Let's see. Gosh, girl. She's definitely a pain in my ass. I love her, but man. Yeah, what the what is this? What the dude? Oh my god. She's like partially splined open, but not fully splined open while extended.
Oh,
And I showed
man.
up fully covered, fully docked, closed. We'll see what happens.
Jeez, Halsey, put your clothes back on.
Yeah, she's like, sleeping with her pants off right now, just looking awkward as hell. I'm gonna try to undock and make something go.
It's like that awkward moment in life when you walk into the wrong bathroom.
Yeah, no joke, dude. Alright,
You only do that once.
Alright, engine's on. Can we break away before? There we go. Stupid station police. Alright, I'm gonna need to try to... Oh, shoot. Did I not put my helmet back on? That's why I don't have my MFD casting up. Let's not let that be a thing.
Oh, you goofed.
Okay. I goof a lot. It's fine.
You goofed.
Let's see. Get to the rest of these. Anvil's my favorite ship's been flying around. The Firebird feels powerful. The afterburners sound amazing. Yeah, I do like the love they give into some of the ships and the sound they have when they're kicking those afterburners. It's what I lovingly refer to as the sound of the mock diamonds, like when you're watching a starship or a Falcon rocket go off and just the crackling, and it's a beautiful sound.
As much as I like the Anvil Firebird's engine, I think Crusader does it better.
Yeah, I do think Crusader's the engine king. I'm not gonna argue with that.
Crusader's got the engines, period.
Okay, cool. When I did the close her up reset, okay, it's like she just kind of spawned open by default with the dock, but when I closed her, she closed properly. Like everything looks good. There's no weird like solar panel glitch where the 4 splines are port starboard dorsal ventral. Cool. Hey, what's up, Kuza? All right.
Yep.
Let's see if I can actually pull cargo off this station. Tiny little delivery to Everest. I have my philosophy of never going anywhere empty with the whole sea. Even if it's a tiny load. Granted, you know, getting here from empty space.
That thing scoots when it doesn't have any cargo on it.
Oh, yeah, dude. These aft engines will light up when she's empty. She's like, yee-hoo, let's go.
That thing's not empty. It's a whole different story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I love
I
that
have
they
learned.
finally got the mass calculation in the game.
Yeah, and I've pretty much perfected my entry when I'm fully loaded. I get up to about 320 meters a second, turn and burn, and then retro as soon as I get the ATC notification, and it pretty much stops me like within spitting distance of whatever cargo grid I need, which is pretty sick.
You gotta walk the wife out here in a minute, so I'm gonna go sit in dead space
Sounds good, man.
till I get back.
Give it a little aft thrust. We should be good now to load up. Should be real fast. It's only freaking 11 SEU of cargo here. I don't see it on the
Go
ship
back.
anywhere, though. That's not a good sign. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. Right there. It's just singles, which look weird on a whole sea. Are NDBs better than attritions? So, in PvE, like against like bounty ships, no. But against players, yes. And the trick there being your projectile velocity. So that way you can actually be on target. Because when you're trying to shoot at players who know how to fly, you want to keep that pip where you're shooting as close to their craft as possible. Like trying to shoot attritions at a Gladius, for example, not the business. Now, ship size matters there too. If I'm fighting anything from basically like Cuddy up, you know, the Valkyries, the Constellations, all those, I want attritions. I don't care for Panthers or NDBs. The bigger ships, I want attritions because they just have the maximum alpha damage. But if you're going against light and medium fighters, I am actually more biased towards CF repeaters, like your Panthers and your Rhinos. But NDBs are the happy in-between because your CF repeaters, they move at about 1,800 meters a second and do the least alpha damage, but they're easier to keep on target. So you're getting more hit, more bang for your buck, so to speak, because you're able to put more shots on target, whereas attritions are moving at 1,000 or 1 kilometer a second and do the most damage, but you're not able to keep the cursor on target quite as easily. NDBs are pretty much right in the middle at 1,400 meters a second, with about medium grade damage too. So you have max damage, least accuracy, smallest damage, highest accuracy, and NDB's kind of in that sweet spot, which makes them kind of generally the best all-around weapon. They are the military grade weapon that are hard to get unless you pull them off of other ships or you're doing contested zones. In straight up PvP scenarios, it's still a lot of folks will bias towards CF repeaters just for the rapid fire rate and very high bullet velocity, which makes for more reliable aim and more shots on target, because even if they are lesser damage, if you're hitting 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 of your shots versus much more damage but getting 2 or 3 out of 10, it still pays off better to use the CF repeaters. At least I hope that makes sense. But again, if you're dealing with anything of any sort of size, basically a Cuddy Black and higher, the higher damage weapons would be my preferred. Honestly, I would just go with attritions on anything with that. Or anytime you're dealing with, NPCs, AI ships, I would use attritions on anything there. I'll take attritions in on AI Gladiuses and wipe them out in seconds. That's what was in my MRT to HRT video. I put 2 size 1, 2 size 3, and 1 size 4 attrition on my Buccaneer and just ran through them all. I always turn the cockpit lights on, too dim. Yeah, I haven't had too much concern with that in the whole sea. Some of the ships, though, are super dark. And oh yes, the old turn it off, turn it on trick. Yeah, that's kind of what happened with the close and expand to the ship, I guess. It just, man, she was acting a little weird. It looks so funny to see the tiny little 11 single boxes there. Well, picking up from Seraphim and dropping off at Everest with these little boxes, so hopefully they at least worked properly. As far as the game itself in a more basic sense, it's felt really good since I've been on this morning on this hotfix patch. Let me actually check and see what server we're in, or what shard I should say, because we are in US. I'm just turning on my ceiling fan here, get a little toasty. Let's take a peek. What are we at? We are in shard 020, the US servers. So I'm pretty sure I've had a good time with the shard. It doesn't stand out as one that's been unpleasant. At least it's not server 010. I'm happy. And some folks were saying there's a little bit of a change with regard to how the hauling missions are showing up. Like there might be some different missions. I'm going to have to take a peek and see what is going on there. I know they don't always, especially the interstellar ones, they can kind of shift around where they're going. I don't know if that's by design or if they're intentionally making it change. Alright. Nope, there it is. Off the port side. We gotta get over in that direction before, because it goes away. Yep, and it should be right up here. Where are you hiding? Really? Disappeared on me. Or is it completely behind me? That might be what happened. I hope they can make these nav beacons a bit more sensible. There's one of the moons. There we go. There is an orbital maneuver node. OM3. Is that what it wanted us to hit? Yeah, OM3 to 6 to Everest Harbor. It should take us to Polar and then straight to the station. 1 or 2 and then right to the station instead of going around the whole planet laterally. Deshaun, I was doing a straight back and forward from Terra to Magnus today, missions both ways. Yep, that was my kind of suggested method after the last hotfix, and it was mostly successful. Alright, let's see if we can just renav and correct this mess. See if it'll just take away all the extra cursors so we can just see OM6. There we go. Once it can just remember to do this again, it'll be great. Take away all the noise. Yeah, I want to test Everest Harbor out because it's really a great hub for this kind of stuff with shorter distances. It's just been so unreliable, unfortunately. But Terra to Magnus has been pretty good. I've had 1 or 2 missions that were like a partial submit over 96 to 98% or so of the total load. So not really detrimental. It would make the 700k value drop to about 540k, which isn't great, but it was still a good chunk of money for pretty little work. Haven't had too much issue with those stations with the whole infinite kind of loading tick sound where nothing actually happens. Alright, let's pop over towards the cargo area. Not really carrying a whole lot, so we can move pretty quickly in here. So make sure I don't go too close and kiss a turret or something. That'd be a bad day. Yet, wow, that broke my brain a little bit. Autochthonian. What's up? My whole C only loads and unloads cargo like 1 in 10 times. It just always sits at loading 0. Yeah, that's actually what I was just talking about. Drives me crazy after grinding to member rank and saving to buy the shipping game. I totally get your frustration. If you don't mind, bro, let me know what stations are you trying to load and offload at that you're having the issue. Because a lot of us are experiencing it. It's been frustrating. I'm actually testing now on this latest hotfix to see how it behaves. I will be your dedicated whole C test pilot to go through all these learning pains. It's alright, now we've slowed down, we get back in here. What's up, Mitchell? How's it going, man? Terra to Magnus is also good because no planets to route around. Yeah, I agree. What route's working? Anything new? We'll see, man. I am popping into Everest Harbor now, just dropping off a tiny little load from Seraphim. By tiny, I mean tiny. I mean 11 boxes, 11 single SCU boxes. And then we're going to pick up a big load from Everest and see what happens. We're in US Shard 20. I'm on the latest Hotfix build, which is still currently separate from the live patch. Haven't done any testing on it since last week with the previous build, so we're about to find out. Hopefully we just drop these. Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm back.
What's up?
I'll go ahead and do that just for, you know.
Let me see what's up. Oh, did you brought your stream up? Oh, there we go. Finally, I got rid of my cargo. Oh, no. Mitchell, abandoning shouldn't have hit your rep. Just submitting it by accident. Did you accidentally click hit submit? Because I'm fairly certain that abandoning right now doesn't do anything to your rep. Abandoning or exiting the menus. It's only if you hit submit by accident that will take you all the way down. Yeah. Oh, dude, my heart hurts for you right now. That, from experience to barely member. 19 out of 3. That's what'll do it. If you accidentally click that submit button with that, man, I would just, for anybody who is listening to this, I wouldn't even risk abandoning. Just exit the menus. It is not worth losing your rep. There have been a few people that have done that, and yeah, I feel you, Mitchell. I'd want to punch Chris Roberts in the face too. Oh, that hurts, dude. Damn, because everybody is learning that the member rep grind is a pain in the ass compared to the others. What do you mean? I'm so far away from the loading zone. Why are you trying to give me a fucking impound fee? Get out of here. Alright, we're going to try to do a fat mission from Everest Harbor. Damn, man, that hurts. Yeah, I'm actually about to find that out, though, bud. I'm testing Everest Harbor, depending on which mission we pick of the 698Ks. I know Terra to Magnus is pretty reliable. I was doing a couple of partial submits, but like 98% worth of the cargo, so it wasn't too horrible. But I want to see if our main hub, if good old Everest Harbor is any sort of better. Let's see, we got Terra to Pyro here. Terra to Magnus is still the senior contract. There's the Everest to Magnus. So it's the same mission, so those haven't actually changed. It's usually Everest to Magnus. We'll go ahead and take that one. 3,200 SU of cargo. Let's see. Just bought a Cuddy Red so I could go shoot some people, get out the anger. Man, I feel it, dude. I feel it. I would be so upset if I lost this freaking cargo rep. I would be stacking my freaking planetary member missions. Be like, all right, let's get back up to experienced.
I figure I'm gonna throw my stream up so you got something else going on.
Yeah, I love the look of the Anvil Valkyrie's view out of that cockpit.
You'll see what I mean by this dangling thing doesn't stop. So full nav mode, let off the throttle. It don't stop.
Oh boy, yep. You have to go belly down to.
Even still.
Oh, like skydiving isn't doing a whole lot.
Nope.
Dang.
It don't stop. All right, yeah, we can level out.
Yeah, I'm gonna not have yours running the whole time just to not offload too many resources. I don't want my I think my streams are holding up pretty good because I've got Streamlabs running in its admin mode and I did things to optimize so it's not like a slideshow.
Yeah.
Looks like we are loading up. Can't really see much, but I definitely see that we're getting some goodies. It is a little there's a little delay. Oh, there it is. It's loading. All right, I'm just not going to think about it too much. Zero Cool, what's up, man? Do you have a vid of what upgrade components to add to the whole C? No, I should make a quick video about what I put on the whole C. That's a good idea. I can tell you guys that I just basically grade A industrial everything except for the quantum drive. Yeah, and he's laughing because he knows this is Captain Kuza who turned me on to the grade A industrial equipment for our quantum drives. Our
Great A civilian, yeah.
yeah, grade A civilian. Yeah, the Atlas, the Hemera, and the Erebus for the whole C. Aside from that, though, I'm running, I believe, Chillmaxes, Durangos, and Parapets for the shields, power plants, and coolers. Yeah, Chillmax, Durango, and Parapet. 4 Parapets on this. It's a little expensive to run grade A industrial. I basically buy it all, I think, for the most part, from New Babbage. I call New Babbage Costco in this game. That's where I go to get like 95% of ship components that I need. I just save up, think about all the ones I need, and I go to Costco, aka New Babbage's Omega Pro, and what's the other one over there? It's Omega Pro and Center Mass. Yeah. To pretty much get everything. We're like at the edge of glory here with these boxes, man. It's the grid box isn't coming back, but we're pretty much full. Let me actually move enough to get this grid to reappear. There we go. Now it's saying cargo transfer complete. I just had to shake it around a little bit. All right, we're just gonna bust out of here to Magnus and see if we get a full. Kick off our coupled flight so we can just keep on moving. Yeah, she is full burn and ticking up real slowly. Stop trying to, man. Oh my gosh, have the impound police actually gotten worse? These freaking mall cops.
Mall cops.
So that's the kind of energy they give me, man. They're the overzealous mall cops that think they're freaking detectives. It's like, calm down there, killer. The ship is leaving the station. You can chill out a little bit there, bud. Whoa, overcompensating. Chillmax, Durango, Parapet. Yeah, 0. And Erebus Quantum Drive. Wow, brain turned off. EREBOS. Which is ARC L1. Anybody who wants to know, right? ARC L1. That's like that's the spot where we grab our Erebus Quantum Drives. I don't know if ARC L1 is actually at New Babbage. I'd be surprised if it isn't. I know the Agni, I think, is at New Babbage.
It's not at New Babbage.
It's only at ARC L1.
ARC L1.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for everybody that wants to know, the Erebus Quantum Drive, ARC L1. That is where you want to go.
I feel like they did that crap intentionally.
Yeah, to make you travel around a little bit. I need to meet up. There's a buddy in the chat one of these days that has a couple of extra TS2s. He wanted to gift me one for the whole seat testing. I'm going to have to hook up with him at some point. What route do you recommend for the whole seat to grind rep 2 experienced? Ooh, okay. So depending on where you're starting, Garnaden, if you're not at member yet, then I would run around grabbing everything you can from all of the main Leo stations or planetary stations and gateways. So you want to basically run through Seraphim, Pyro Gateway, Everest, Terra Gateway, Port Tressler, Magnus Gateway, back to Seraphim, or by Genie Point too. Make sure you're hitting all of them and just pick up all the junior rank and rookie rank, whatever missions you can to grab those until you hit member. Once you're at member, you really want to do the planetary stack missions if you're trying to grind through it quickly. I've got a couple of videos on the YouTube channel covering it. One talking about how I do it with the Caterpillar. It's about a 10-minute video, which really bullet point. And then one of my live streams last week, I actually did the member stack grind on Microtech out of the Connie Taurus to show you more like what I'm actually doing over a long form period. There are a couple of missions that you can try to transport around with member. With the whole sea, it's more limited because the whole sea can only go where there's cargo centers. So if you're trying to run the whole sea for member grind to get to experience, it's going to take you a hot minute, my friend, because you're going to have to basically run the same route like 30 times. And doing the stack of 7 or 8 planetary missions, the way I do it, is basically all of that work in about an hour and a half's worth of time. You do that like 3 times and you're through member rank. And now you're on to the bigger and better things. Member is kind of the sticking point with hauling that can be a little annoying. Oh, what's up, Arrow? You're not sleeping. The whole sea needs spotlights for the cargo spindles. Agreed. Yes, I cannot stand the lack of lighting around the cargo splines. Oh, I also still can't figure out, I don't know if maybe you know this, Kuza, I can't figure out how to get to the 4th tractor turret on the whole sea. With my options in the seat, I can tab to 3 of the 4 tractor turrets. I don't know why. There's always one I can't get to.
I think one of them's actually manned, I thought.
It might be. It's so weird. I I can always get to 3 of them just tabbing through the engineering chair that's in deck 2 above where the habs are. But there's one more, and I'm like, all right, don't know how to get to that one.
Glacocyte? Nobody wants that. It's garbage. Figure I'd do some rock mining for the end of the night before I'm back on mandatory overtime this week. Trying to not.
What's
Oh,
up,
I'll
Matt? Wait, hold F when I'm in the engineering chair? Is that what you're saying? Because I haven't seen all those options, so I'll have to check that out. I am too nervous to actually walk about the boat while in quantum drive.
Whatever you do, don't drink while in quantum drive either. 'Cause
Oh,
then
no.
you will be stuck on the berry blend smoothie diet.
Is that how you got freaking stuck in your juice cleanse?
Yes. Yes. I drank a Cruise Lux while quantuming. I was stuck like that for 2 freaking patches.
The universe says you need a permanent juice cleanse. You will not eat any solid foods. On the enter turret mode button, hold F and it will open a radial for all 4 tractors. Matt, my man. Coming in clutch with some more advice. I need to see this. Hang on. We're dropping out of quantum. This is life-changing. I need to experience this. I need to go and look at this.
He said, I gotta know.
I gotta know. I just gotta know. I gotta do it, man.
Oh.
Matt is one of the viewers who's like consistently been like, you can do this, and I'm like, what the? I can do what? I love it. I love it. I will only become a legitimate expert for everybody on this ship thanks to you guys. That is how it's happening.
Well, that's this entire community in a nutshell. Somebody's bound to have a better way or know more than you about something. It's just like, I don't know everything about this Anvil Valkyrie. I had somebody like the other day talking to me. He's like, hey, did you know that you can use the side doors to climb up in it? I was like, no. He goes, yeah, you can. And I'm like, I didn't have to park on level surfaces? Damn it.
I am in I'm in frickin' flight mode. That is still something I do to this day. I will hop out of my chair and go hop in a turret, not realizing I'm not in frickin' SCM. Tractor beam should not be slave to a certain flight mode. Sorry. Ugh.
I mean, if the SRV can do it, why can't everything else?
Really? Damn, that's really dumb. I didn't know that.
SRV doesn't you can quantum with a ship attached to you.
Oh, you're right. You would have to. That's a functional part of the ship.
Yeah.
Or a core function, I should say.
Yep. Now, I agree that not every ship should have that ability because tractors are kind of OP when you start thinking about it.
Yeah, because it completely disables the enemy, just like in classic sci-fi.
Yeah. The second you tractor the ship, that ship is yours until you let it go.
Yeah, I remember when Tay told me he did that to I think a Firebird or whatever, and he fucking dragged it over to a pyro station and let the turrets just eat it.
Yeah, I mean you were present for the poor guy going in the hangar.
Son of
the SRV.
Feast your eyes on this, my friends. I want the whole class. I want all students to look. Matt is a freaking genius. Hold inner thought, right click, and then you can see all 4 turrets in all their glory. Oh boy. Yep, that's a game changer for me. It might not be as convenient as being able to just hit my hotkey to go to the next turret, which doesn't always work, but at least I have a solid way to get in there. Yep, we got upper front, lower rear, lower front. That is what I needed. Friggin' beautiful, dude. Whoop. Let's do this. Friggin' beautiful. Oh man, that's the best part of the stream right there. Realizing I have a way to get to my 4th turret. Alright, back to dropping off the goodies. We're already late for our shipment now. No. So dope. Alright, hopefully we continue with these good vibes and actually manage to drop off. I'll even take an upper 90 percentile partial submit, if I'm being honest. I mean, contract complete is obviously the desired outcome, but Maybe 3,100 out of 3,200 wouldn't make me terribly angry. Especially going out of Everest Harbor, where it's been notoriously horrible this patch.
I'll tell you something that's been jiving me a little bit lately. It seems like whenever you're cruising about, your scanning mode wants to default back to Pierce instead of wide scan.
Oh, really? It's not just leaving it where you had it.
Correct.
Ah, yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah, there's a lot of things in that regard that I wish the ships would persist in their settings.
So, I wanted to tell you this because you've done some racing with me, and you know I'm pretty good at the racetracks.
I wanna do that with you more, man, for sure.
So you know the icebreaker track, the one in the I think it's the snow and ice, and it's an atmosphere.
Yep.
I set my fastest freaking record today, and the Fury with the sticks.
No way, dude. That was part of the teething. You wanted to see if you could do that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
My fastest run on keyboard and mouse was a minute and 28.5. I blew a 125 today on sticks.
3 seconds. All right, anybody who understands racing and lap times, a 3-second difference is massive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that was with a lazy line too. It wasn't even like I was cutting corners and doing, the things that you normally do. Like that was sloppy.
Wow. When you race, are you decoupled?
Yes.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yes, because I use the inertia to swing the rear end around the turns.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, the Fury drives like a rear-wheel drive car does.
Oh, okay. I see.
It literally flies like a rear-wheel drive car.
So you can be a little ass happy and have a good kick if you know
Yes.
where your aft section is.
Correct.
Gotcha.
I
probably
call it the
prefer
drift
that.
ship.
So it basically is a ship with understeer instead of oversteer, which is actually kind of nice.
Correct. Yeah, she cuts hard.
My experience originally in the Razor was that it was actually a little bit too understeery. Or sorry, understeery. A little bit too nose in.
Yeah. It cuts where it points.
Yeah, exactly. And that was throwing me off a bit because I wanted it to kind of swing the ass out.
Yeah, no, the Fury runs a tight line, or the Razor runs a tight line.
Yeah, I definitely, that maybe we can do that one of these mornings if you're up for it. We'll have a race day. I would love
Yeah.
to have a little race day.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Probably, let's see, what days am I working overtime? I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. So maybe Wednesday morning when I don't have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn to go deal with angry screaming people. Yes.
Sounds good. Yeah. So anybody who's on the stream now, Wednesday's stream is probably going to be a fun race day. You get to watch me blow up a lot because I haven't been racing in a hot minute, so I'm going to have to knock the rest off. Yeah, do it too, buddy. And for those who don't know, Kuz and I are very much car and sport racing guys in real life, and being able to do that in ships is it's a whole nother level of fun. That oh gosh, there are boxes in here. Let's not come in too fast.
I'll put it to you this way: it makes it so that I don't have to go to the racetrack and spend a $2,000 set of tires for a day. Yep.
Which once I've got that new Performance Model Y, I'm gonna have a separate set of tires and wheels specifically for track, and I'm probably gonna have a really aggressive, damn near not mud tire, but probably a trail tire or like in between all terrain and trail for my daily drive. But I'm gonna have some damn near summer slicks for track day.
You know what we need to do? We need, since it's basically half the distance from it's a good middle point. Maybe one of these years, me and you can go have a Saturday Sunday at Road Atlanta.
Yo, bro, I am there.
I'll bring the 350 down or the 400.
That would be sick. Yeah, and after I'm hoping. So plan this year is obviously get the Performance Y and then get the pontoon boat, which all you boys will be invited to come hang out on that thing anytime, or if I take trips up there But after that, I really want to get my hands on like one of the first gen FB RX-7s to build up, or if I can somehow get my hands on a 33 GTR. I want to grab a beautiful badass dream sports car that I can build and take to the track and beat the hell up. And I would love to do it in an old Japanese tuner if I can. There are a few American muscle cars I wouldn't mind doing it too as well. But if I could get my hands like a GSX Eclipse or a twin turbo GTO Mitsubishi or something like that too, or I mean, honestly, I really want the FBRX7, like the early, like the 70s, late 70s maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that'd be just a fun track car to tear up. Looks like we got really close, guys. 32-37 out of 32-69. Really close. Not quite everything. You can see the aftermath here of little boxes that either came off from an explosion or got thrown off by a tractor beam. Little, it's hard to tell with the size of the whole C. Those might be 8. I think those are 8s. Yeah, I got 8s, doubles, and singles kind of thrown around here. We got, this is a partial submit, but ooh. There we go.
I'll say this: if the Terminator Cobra we've got over the shop was actually caged, I would bring that, but it's not, and I don't feel like paying to put a cage in it.
Yeah, I mean, a good cage is not cheap.
One of my 400 cost me a lot of money because it's carbon fiber.
Ooh, carbon fiber cage.
Yep.
Damn. All right, we'll go ahead and submit that.
They rated it for the car. They asked me what's the fastest I've hit on a straight at the track, and I told them a 191, and they said, you know what, we're gonna build this out of carbon fiber. I was like, all right.
Yeah, buddy. That is awesome. All right, we're gonna see if we get any Magnus to Terra here. There should hopefully be 2 missions that'll go Magnus to Terra. We need our Interstellars.
You know what the craziest thing about speed is?
Huh.
The difference between doing 140 and doing 190, it feels like a clock second, but the reactionary time required goes down to milliseconds.
Oh, yeah.
Like your reaction time at 100 miles an hour versus your reaction time at close to 200 is drastically cut in half.
Well, and how
Fastly.
sensitive your steering controls and everything will be at that speed.
Oh man, you have to be like on your game. I'm really lucky that when I built my road course car, I put a variable power steering pump in it, which means that it cuts its fluid pressure the higher the RPMs turn.
Oh, okay. So that also has an effect of having a lesser impact on your inputs.
Less sensitive at
yep.
higher RPM and higher speeds, which God knows, man, when you're doing like that kind of speed, Jesus Christ, you just breathe on the steering wheel, and it's like whoop.
Yep. That's how a lot of amateur or kids on the streets that, you know, put their cars up to over 150 miles an hour and they end up, you know, not coming back from it. It's because you don't have the experience of understanding how sensitive your controls are at that speed.
You are clear to launch.
And you overcorrect, and game over. You're done.
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially when they think that they can pinch cars at that speed and don't realize the kind of fine caliber adjustment you need. It's not like when you're gapping traffic at, you know, 60 to 80 miles an hour being an asshole in traffic. It's very different.
Yeah. Yeah, you start trying to take gaps and adjust yourself accordingly at like those kind of speeds, and it's like one hair breathe move wrong and you're done.
You're done. Yep. You'll be lucky to get out of that paralyzed.
Well, depending on the car, you're liable to walk away without any problems. But
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Like some of the Beamers, man, like the BMW, Mercedes, like some of the newer GTRs and stuff, man, you can take some pretty hellacious crashes in those cars and walk away with like cuts and bruises. Like, it's when you see somebody doing that in like a Honda Civic or, you know, a Nissan Sentra or something that's not caged, there's no safety equipment in the car, and you know, that's a death sentence.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, my friends, looks like we've got the tick glitch, the zero counter commencing cargo transfer glitch. Check up on chat here. Sorry for already covered. Can you stack missions in the whole sea? Yo, what's up, Klaus? Yes, you can. When you're stacking missions of higher quantity, you want to be careful that you're not going back to back with more than what the whole sea can handle, because it can create a bottleneck. But if you're doing rookie, junior member, you can stack it up. I've run like 5 different contracts at the same time, just kind of running through all the stations, so you absolutely can. Let's see. Wish they added external cargo elevators that showed off at SitCon. I can't wait for those. We'll be able to manually offload and onload, which will get around this exact problem we're having now, where we've got this kind of perma-loading glitch. I'm going to try a couple of troubleshooting things, like hopping out of the seat real quick, but I don't think it's going to... This particular loading issue is usually a no-go, which what I'm actually going to do is drop this contract and pick up another one, and after we leave the cargo grid entirely to try to spawn a new one. But we got out of the seat. Let's move around a bit more to see if we can shake it awake. Yeah, it's just immediately sort of rejecting us. So for the sake of not wasting time, we're going to blitz out of here far enough away that we drop that cargo grid. We're going to drop the mission, pick up a new one, get a new cargo grid, and see how it goes. This is actually going to take us back to Everest Harbor because I wanted to stress test it a bit more. So we'll see.
Hey, brother, you want to see a crazy window?
Yeah, let me just get to a point where this thing won't go off in a direction I don't want. Alright. What you got? Oh, jeez. There's no... There's, like, no critical issue with that one.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I found some hand mineable Aphorite. Because, you know, they're all hand mineable now.
And no concerns. Alright, also, just out of the feeling of bad juju, I don't want to drop the mission until that box goes away too, because I don't want to give that box a reason to stick around. So we're backing off. I'm going to speed up a little bit, make this process a little faster. I kept trying because we only have 3 keybinds for entering remote turrets, which is weird. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I did take the... I took... Wait. Hold up. Yo, if this is a Terra to Everest pickup, I'm gonna like take a shot of alcohol for being stupid. Wait, is Twitch not like that? I know Twitch doesn't like firearms. Does Twitch have a thing against alcohol? I might as well find out now before I try to have any fun. God damn it, you're right. This is a Terra pickup. Oh, Matt.
I did just get a nice bottle of Irish whiskey, so you know.
If I didn't have to work out soon, I would need to. Mitchell, no, Twitch is also fine with bananas and bikinis. What's up, Mel? Hey, when that happens, jump to a planet. There's one or small jump, kill a cargo box, and go back. Yeah, that would be a troubleshooting process, but as Matt's definitely pointed out, I'm an idiot. That's a Terra pickup, not a frickin' Magnus pickup, because I was talking about fast cars and fun and distracted. Pilot error, my friends. User error. It's on me. That was my bad.
See what happens when I show up? Get
I
you all back on
know,
track.
man. What the hell? You got me all over the place. All right, here we go.
Buddy.
We got 2 Magnuses to Pyro. I could do that. I would like to go back and stress test Everest though. That would be the business. Terra to Pyro. Oh, interesting. Terra to Pyro. So maybe that is the other one they added in. Is there a... Hold up. Everest to Magnus. Terra to Pyro. Terra... Wait a minute. Did they give us our loop? Did they give us our 3-way loop? Hang on. Let me brain this real quick. Everest to Magnus. Terra to Magnus. Damn it. Nope. It's not a good loop yet. Because we need Pyro to Everest to get a genuine, like, closed loop system. Magnus to Pyro. Magnus to Pyro. Pyro to Everest. Juniors. Yeah, I'm going to do these 2 experienced that take us down to Pyro Gateway, and we'll see how that goes. So let's do that. That's so funny. I'm over here trying to collect cargo from my drop-off point. Stupid! Oh. Where'd it go? Is this it? Yeah, Magnus Pyro. Alright, so we got our 2 Magnus Pyros. We're gonna go ahead and drop our Terra to Everest. Abandoned.
Oh, did you get your mouse yet?
Oh yeah. I love this mouse, man. I've been running it. It's been incredible. Alright, let's get
Tell you
in
what,
here.
that clutched center wheel is the best thing ever.
It is. Man, I can just give it one good flick. I actually offloaded an entire bugged Hull C with all its 32s with my mouse in no time. It was so easy because I would just grab a 32 and flick that wheel and it would just bye-bye. I had to make sure I got past the splines, otherwise it would just regrid and add a little bit of an extra step. But I was having fun, bro. Just little flick of the finger.
I use it for the rock mining because you can literally just flick it up to 100%. Second it gets to green, flick it down, and it's back to 20%.
Oh yeah, good point. Gives you some really rapid change there.
Yep.
Yeah, Mel. Yep. Yo, Blade! Finally caught you online again. I was did it off of the TS2. Oh, yeah. It was you, Blade. Awesome. I was actually just talking about you when somebody was asking about the components. I could meet you at Pyro Gateway in like 20 minutes. Bro, I mean, honestly, if you can do that, that'd be incredible. I'm actually heading to Pyro with this load, actually. So that might actually time out really well. And for anybody who is curious, as we pull in, I will detach it so you can see. I am running now, thanks to community suggestion, the Razer V3 Basilisk Pro, or Razer Basilisk Pro V3, however you want to say it. Because it has the ability to hit this little button here to free fling that mouse wheel, and man, it's beautiful. It's still spinning. Still spinning. And it's finally stopped. I love it. This mouse is awesome. And I'm going through the box. Woo, back up. Trying to show stuff off. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and park her. But yeah, I was originally using the Razer Death Adder Elite, which is a badass mouse. I'm not going to lie. It's really lightweight. I actually kind of enjoy having the slightly heavier mouse too. Oh man, is this station just bugged right now? Because it's not giving me the ability to unload this cargo. Let me shake it around. There we go. The grid area here might just be a problem. I might need to do a little server hop. Got the same mouse for the same reason. Hell yeah. And actually, Blade, I think, are we friends in game yet? Let me see. Where are my comms? I have lost track of stuff. Yeah, there you are. I see you. I can shoot you an invite. Or no, I'm in Captain Kuz's party. That's why.
Oh.
So I will need to drop out of that. I might actually need to hop servers. Because, or I can try the quantum trick to see if that'll work. Quantum out.
Drop party.
Oh, cool. No worries. I'm going to see about seeing if I can quantum out away from this box and bring it back. The mouse, here, let me actually put it in chat for you guys. It probably makes more sense. The Basilisk V3 Pro. That is the mouse in chat. That's the one I've got. Now, this particular one does retail for about $160. I put that in chat as well. There is a lesser expensive version of this mouse for, I want to say, around 60 to 80 bucks. And I'm not exactly sure what might be different about that mouse. I do know with this one, I can actually click the mouse wheel left and right, which is the first mouse I've ever had that does that. So you can actually do like a lean function in FPS. You can actually just click the scroll wheel left or right to lean, which is really cool. It's also got a third input on the side where your thumb sits. You got your typical 2, and then a bigger one at the edge here, which is nice. And then the ability to put the scroll wheel into either a free roll or its standard kind of click roll, just with the press of this button to the top here. That changes the setting on it. It's wireless, but it also comes with the ability to just plug in and be used if you need to charge it. I mean, it's been awesome.
So,
not a sponsor.
I would also the other thing I would recommend is if you're one of those people that don't like having your mouse plugged up, but you like throwing your mouse on the charger at the end of the night, get the dock for it. It's fantastic. I have it. It works great.
Oh yeah, good point. I didn't think about the dock. I had one mouse that did that. Alright. Let's set this quantum and see if I can do the troubleshooting that Mel suggested as far as leaving the area.
Yeah, and dude, the cool part about the dock is it's got its own little silicone suction cup that's RGB on the bottom of it. You can just stick it anywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with it when I got it.
Blast through here to the other side. Thankfully, we have nothing on board, so the whole sea is very responsive. Alright, I'm going to try this quantum trick to see if that'll help. Damn, it's doing the thing where it's still registering that I have a frickin' box even though I've left the area. I'll just get the pyro and then we can figure it out. Currently at checkmate. Yeah, no worries, man. I am trying to troubleshoot some stuff here with this contract. Magnus is being a little bit of a pain. Was able to drop off the majority of that last contract, but it's not wanting to let me grab onto this current one. It's also doing that annoying thing where it's showing transfer paused on screen even though I've quantumed away from the stations. It didn't even give me the loading zone revoked symbol, which I would prefer to see. If this doesn't work, I'll do a quick bedlog server hop. Worst case, I'll end up just zipping over to Pyro Gateway at least to meet up with you. Continue doing the testing another time. Alright, there is no box. I just got the text on screen saying transfer paused. It's still counting down, you know, on the little progress bar. It says return to the designated loading area within 5 minutes. So, I don't like that. I don't like that that's there. Typically, these lower count missions, like this is 2 missions that I'm stacking that total about 1,000 SCU. And I've traditionally had a pretty good time with these. So, Magnus is being a little touchy.
Hello, and thank you for
There we go. We got a new box. Timer's still counting down from the old box, so this is a bit of a cluster. We'll see what happens. Gonna continue to decel as we get their little thrust vector indicator where we want it. It's part of the fun, right? My goal, as I've told some of the folks in the other streams, is to be the pilot with the most hours in the whole sea, whether they're successful or not. Just have the most time behind the sticks of the whole sea. Become a subject matter expert in all her shenanigans between community support and time behind the console.
Man, you know how excited I am for building to come out now?
Dude, I bet. Especially since you have that monster just on standby. Yeah,
I've
that thing
already
is
had, like,
huge, too. I was not expecting it to be that big. That's what she said.
Man. That thing got a lot bigger. I remember looking at it when it was in pre-concept stage, and it was kind of smaller than the BMM, and I was like, all right, well, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Now it's on par.
It's bigger.
Yeah, I guess by area it would be, because it's similar dimensions, but the same footprint, but larger area, more volume.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. Yep. All right. We're going to close her up, cancel the contracts, bedlog, server hop, because this is not working. Let me do a little partial jump out, because I don't want to go bedlog anywhere near where I currently am. You always want to, if you're going to bedlog, be kind of away from immediate areas, so you don't have to worry about any panic startups because you pop in and you got people shooting at you, or the game decides to spawn you in the station or in a planet. It's never fun. I like to try to just eliminate all those possible little chances for Murphy to come say hi. And I always like to have the ship closed because the whole sea gets weird when you log off with her splines open.
Yeah, I will say there's some weird things going on with this server.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was figuring too. I'm not even going to abandon. I'm just going to go ahead and get off server. Let back into menus do the whole contract thing so I don't accidentally hit submit and tank my rep. They should probably put the submit option like over by the cancel option or something instead of right by, or by wait, what is the, or by the track op? Well, maybe not, because somebody could accidentally hit submit when they're trying to track their mission. Never mind, that's not a good idea. So try to eliminate ways to submit by accident.
Still in the corner, bad Deadwig, bad.
Bad. No. All right, let's lie down.
No, God, what Disney movie was that where the lady was like, bad dragon, go back to your lair. That's what my wife does to me.
Oh, it's doing the dumb thing where I can't bed log. It's saying that I'm in the ship landing area.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't want to risk putting the ship in claim status. Chris Roberts is making this difficult. That's per usual. I think we will, as to not waste time, dedicate toward meeting up with Blade over at Pyro for now. To graciously accept that wonderful TS2 quantum drive. And I don't know if Blade, if you're still in chat, I guess we'll be able to type to each other in-game here in a sec. There we go, accept invite. Hopefully that worked. There we go, yep. I'm reflecting that party. I'm just going to set course for Pyro. Break my rule of going somewhere empty. Because Chris Roberts is being an evil entity this morning. Did somebody not bring him his coffee? Somebody get Chris Roberts his frickin' coffee! Hello, I'm Captain Deadwake. I have really bad jokes. Thank you for coming to my show. These bugs are exactly what happens to me all the time. I see I'm not... Yeah, you're definitely not alone, my friend. I will be one of the people that'll give it to you straight with the whole C, but in good spirits. We'll laugh about the failures, it'll blow up and do things, and you guys can enjoy the entertainment factor of it. And as it performs and seems to get better or worse, I will relay all the tips and tricks and the routes to run. You know, typically Terra to Magnus is my safe bet for runs, and it could be server related. This is US Shard 20, so if any of you guys are playing on US Shard 20, it's a little rocky right now. It's having some issues. I don't know how many people are actually in the server. There's a good chance that, you know, server hopping will have a good time between Magnus and Terra or wherever we're going. This stream's kind of flying by. It's already 4:30. Crazy. Blade jumping to Stanton right now. Sweet. Yep, I got 75 gigs to get to Pyro, so no worries, my friend. Take your time. Yo, what's up, Alex? The hauling is not really going at the moment. We managed to get a decent mission from Everest Harbor, successfully dropping it off to Magnus. Well, I don't want to call it successful, because it wasn't a mission complete. It was a partial drop-off, but only missing, I think, like 132 SKU box. So it was like a 99 percentile drop-off, which is good, so you still get good credit for it, but it wasn't a complete mission objective. The very first one we did, where we took like 11 little 1 SKU boxes from Seraphim to Everest, worked. That was fine. I wanted to see how Everest was performing since we're on a new hot patch. Or hotfix, sorry. But Magnus right now is doing the lovely thing where you get the infinite cargo loading tick, where it keeps on doing its little double tap clicks, but nothing is actually happening. And most of the time when that happens, you're sort of just SOL. And in my experience, a server hop has helped. There might be some folks that have had some good workarounds. Actually, Mel in the chat, let me read this back out to y'all. When that happens, the infinite sort of loading glitch, jump to a planet, there's one around, or small jump, kill the cargo box, and then go back and make a request again, usually fixes. This time around, when I jumped out, maybe if I had left it, like left the armistice area first to let the cargo box drop off, it would have worked. But we were stuck with the text on screen that it was still showing that there was an issue with being connected to the cargo box, even though it had disappeared. It still said return to this area by this time. And then when we called the next one out, it didn't work either. And he says, try making the request with an ARC request. It should disappear. Try making... What do you mean by that, Mel? Do above when you're away from the station. ARC request. I am spacing like a different kind of landing request to make it disappear, like docking. Well, the whole C itself seems to not really be the problem. It's just the server health around these cargo grids. But yeah, I mean, essentially, that means that the whole sea is essentially broken at the moment. Hoping that it smooths out. I think this Align and Mine event is really hard on the servers, is my guess.
Yes. I 100% say that it is hard on this server. But it is cool when you see the laser fire off for the first time, but your 1 frame per second is not very happy.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that Ever's Harbor and Hurston and Crusader and Seraphim and Orison have all been so borked, is just because they're the main areas, the main server focus, because that's where the mining lasers are at on the moons around those areas.
And God forbid if you have 2 orgs racing each other to get both of the lasers to fire off. It is hell if both of them go off at the same time.
Hey, yeah, I'm passing you now, Blade. What's up? Bye-bye, buddy. There he goes. Yeah, probably not smart for me to follow you to Grim in a whole sea, even closed. You know, they're definitely gonna people that say, "Ooh, kill, 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 kill." I'm gonna dock up here, store this thing, and maybe it'll wake it up, fix it.
I just thought about it. I left my C1 at Pyro Gateway, and I realized they sell RAM parts and Starcoms there, so I might actually drop by there and get the upgrades for my Valkyrie real quick before I decide to hop off.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're popping into Pyro Gateway now. Get docked up. I don't know if it's been the case for everybody, but I've enjoyed the reduced presence of murder hobos at Pyro Gateway after Supplier Die's been over. I
didn't
say
really
that.
have too many problems at Pyro Gateway. I had problems getting to Pyro Gateway.
Yeah, yeah.
There was many a night I had to speed bump a Mantis and an M2 to get my 900 skew worth of copper and corundum there.
Yeah, actually, Blade, that's a good point. If you want, I don't mind jumping over to Grim if it'll be faster just to meet you there. So let me know. I'll brave it. I'll get in there with a whole sea. I'm closed up. Well, shit. Can you dock a whole sea at Grim, or will it give me I've never gone to Grim in a whole sea. I don't know if it'll give me a large hangar or try to... I don't think there's a docking port, actually.
No, there's not. I think all they got's a little large. Oh, hi there, buddy.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Yay, it gave me a docking node.
Can we stop? Where are you putting me, game?
That's not a good sign. Can we stop?
No, we can't. Full hockey stop burners. Come on.
Oh, I see you. There comes Captain Kuza. Oh,
there we go.
There he is.
Full boost to stop. Full boost.
Valkyrie's
Jesus.
like, I see you're lit up red on those engines right now trying to stop. He's like, shit. That's freaking awesome.
I'm gonna name this thing the VTIS Beefcake.
The beefcake. I love it.
This is what it feels like.
Oh.
I mean, it turns great. Like, for a big ship, it turns fantastic. It just doesn't stop.
Oh, boy. Oh, interesting. I'm going to have to... Oof, this is disorienting just because of where the docking collar spawned. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do it like this. I got
They're
docking
weird.
port 1.
Weird.
Uh-oh. Docking port 1's always been cursed for me. There we go. Man, I need to get that head tracking. God, if I can pull up to docking collars this smooth without it, I can't wait. Ugh. Just to be
That
able to
is
look around
something-
my ship.
Now that I have sticks, I understand why I needed a Toby tracker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be
Because I'm so
a
used
very
to-
soon purchase.
I'm so used to dogfighting and holding Z at the same time while I do it to keep eye on target.
Yep.
And now that I don't have that, I now understand why I need a Toby tracker.
Go. I love watching all the axes close in when docking. I don't know what it is. It's all the Kerbal Space Program I've played, but it is so satisfying
Oh,
to
it's a
watch
good
all
feeling.
these points come to zero.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
super good feeling.
I got too close to the docking node, actually. I'm like pretty much... I docked. I'm basically docked. Alright, sorry, station. I gotta back away a little bit so you can do it for me. My bad. My bad, guys. Alright. There we go. Please don't blow up, please don't blow up, please don't blow up, please don't blow up. It happened like twice in the PTU and I'm forever scarred.
Forever nommed.
I mean, those were very early PTU builds, so I also wasn't too surprised because they were... Man, if anybody thinks this patch is bad, it's nowhere near as bad as entry-level PTU patch, which isn't probably anything compared to entry-level Evo patch.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna go there. Does this work? No. Does
How
it
about now?
attempt to work? No.
How about now? Yeah, Blade coming in saying best way to stop a Valk is VTOL on pitch up and hold spacebar. Yeah, that's what we call the hockey stop. That's
Yeah.
where you go VTOL and full burn with.
That's the only way
full
to
burn
stop.
Up. Yeah, well, that's how I fly the Golem or anything with VTOL when I'm mining on Planet Side 2. The way I maneuver or come to a stop is that hockey stop. Turn sideways and the reference for those of you who don't know, if you see in the sport of hockey when you have players that are moving fast and they just slide sideways to a stop, digging their blade into the ice. That's where the term comes from. So you're that VTOL to the side and like coming to a quick stop. It's what we'll call it a hockey stop. And it's fun to do. Once you get it down, dude, the hockey stop mechanic is freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, you can shake some pretty good PvP pilots that way too.
Yep. Or if you got a Drake Golem, which is the most fun mining ship you'll ever have, on a planet or moon. God. Oh man, hockey stopping that thing when you're coming up to a rock and it just lands right in front of your nose is one of the most satisfying, cathartic feelings I've ever had. That little ship is a blast. Alright, I'm gonna store this bad boy.
Yep.
That's why, I don't know about you, but Kai and I have our VTOL button to the inverse of the upper trigger on the left stick. You know where you push out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't even know that was there. Kai actually showed me, because like you have your two triggers on the stick, but you can also push up on that trigger. And that up is my VTOL switch. Yeah, pushing out on that is my VTOL.
Mine is the thumb button push down.
That was mine, but depending on how I was spinning, it was going to be like the armpit of my thumb, if that makes sense. That would hit that, and sometimes it wouldn't hit it right.
I have my targeting stuff on my center four-way. So, subsystem next and previous, left and right, and then target under reticule up, target previous down, and then brake targets push.
Yeah, that's very similar to mine. It's my right center hat that I have my targeting stuff on.
All of my mode switches are on my throttle stick.
Yep, same here. Mining and all, that's all on my left stick. My throttle stick.
Everything to do with combat-oriented stuff is on my right stick. So decoupled, ESP, cycle missiles, staggered lead lag pit stuff. And I have my flares on the rapid fire button. It works fantastic.
I didn't actually think about... Oh, man, I probably could put that on the inverse of that trigger pushing out.
Yeah. Yeah, I also have my noises on the pinky button. The pinky button down at the bottom.
Mr. Not Really Meadle says, I'm going to have to try this hockey stop in my M2 later. Oh, boy.
She'll do it, but I'll tell you what, give yourself some space.
Yeah.
Because her VTOL is not that good.
A really great ship to do it in that's a little bit bigger is like your moles or your rafts. Those have some powerful VTOL engines, dude, and they will shut that speed down.
You want to know the one that won my heart? The SRV. Hockey stop with something attached to you and then let it go. It will go stinging.
Oh, we call that the slingshot. Freaking whip that sucker around.
Beltalowda incoming.
That is awesome. Before you know it, we're using that method to hook onto little asteroids and just fling them.
Yeah, it's gonna be Beltalowda all over again.
Let's see. While I'm at Pyro, let me grab a couple of essentials. Some tractor rifles, some smoothies. I like to have some stuff at all my main stops when I can. That way, if I am ever running low on the nutrition. What's annoying is, like, in this server, like, these elevators and such are working really well. I
know everything internal is working fantastic, but everything outside is not.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries, Blade. I really appreciate you, man. I wish I could, like, send you a 6-pack of beer or something, or, thank you for the TS2s, because that'll be really dope on the whole C. In fact, a little nerd sesh, because I don't know how many of you have seen this. We got about 30 of you in chat. I know a lot of you probably have, but we're going to share the magic of something known as Urkel Games DPS calculator. There's actually a lot of people that don't know about this very useful tool, which is something that you can pretty much take any ship of your choosing. Whatever you want, we'll go down to our Miss Coal Sea, and it brings up all of the components for it. And you can also make sure, we're in 410 live, cool, instead of the PTU patch. But this is one of the areas where you can see all of the information on the ship. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it more intuitive here on screen. Hopefully, wait, hang on, let me click to update this real fast. I'm gonna be on the latest and greatest here. But this website shows you all the wonderful nerdy stats on weapons, quantum drives, turrets, where you can buy them, where they're located, which shops, how much money, even down to the ships themselves. Like right now, showing the whole sea, and my little camera might be blocking where that is, but like right here at the bottom are Loreville. It says 16.5 million for the whole sea. Let me move this in a way and actually look at my stream window so I don't have my body blocking. There we go. We'll do that. Cool. Well, oh yeah, I forgot I'm on ultra wide, so I can't have that off screen there. There we go. I got my ultra wide kind of zoomed in, so that way there's no black bars. We'll look at it like that. There we are. Amateur streamer moments. Sorry, guys. There we go. Close that up. And then, yeah, let's go. All right, we're on the whole sea. So what I was going to look at, actually, we're going to come down here. You can see all the different weapons attachments too, but you can also see where the shields are. So as an example, like the Class A Industrial Parapet Shield, if you want it, you can see where they're located shop-wise. We got Omega Pro over at New Babbage, or Dumpers Depot at Grimhex. I did not realize that parapets are at Grimhex. That's actually pretty awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, what I wanted to do, right, your standard quantum drive is the Kama. I'm running the Class A Civilian Erebus here. And yeah, that's what I thought. The TS2 and the Erebus have the same efficiency, which is fantastic, because they're 70 points or so higher than the Agni, which is technically the highest top speed. Well, aside from the TS2. TS2 is even faster. Are the accelerations available on Urkel to see stage 1? Yep, there we go. There we go. What did I just become Canadian? All right. Erebus versus... Oh, cool. We can see both. Wow.
There's a massive difference.
Oh my god, the TS2 is incredible.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So, like, the accelerations is really what set them apart. And the cooldown speeds. Like, the cooldown for the Agni is 21 seconds, which hurts. Whereas the Erebus, it's only 9. The TS2 is 13, which isn't bad. It's a little bit more than the Erebus as far as cooldown. But like our stage 1 acceleration on the Agni, which is the fastest top speed non-military, is 1,500 kilometers a second squared. And then stage 2 is 13.9 kilometers a second squared. Whereas the Erebus is quite a bit higher. It's 1,000 higher kilometers a second in stage 1. And almost 3K higher in stage 2. And then and I'm looking right here in the middle, guys, at the accelerations. Hopefully you can actually see these. But the TS2 is even faster. It's 300 meters a second faster in stage 1, and another 2,400 kilometers a second squared faster in stage 2, with the highest top speed of 395 kilometers an hour, which is wild. In Star Trek terminology, let's see. I'm gonna be really nerdy with this. That is warp 1.3. Oh, yeah, because for the longest time, none of the intersolar quantum drives were FTL or faster than light. Any quantum drive that is over 300 kilometers or 300,000 kilometers an hour is technically FTL because they're faster than light speed. Because light speed is just a hair under 300,000 kilometers an hour. So it's kind of crazy to see that. Like even this freaking Balandin Class B, the Agni, the Erebus, the TS2, they're all FTL drives. Stage 2 has a lot of FTL drives as well. The Himera, the Huracan. I think stage or size 1s, I think, are the only ones that don't reach FTL. They get up there, but not quite. Oh, sweet, cool. I'll meet you over there. All right. Let's go ahead and head down to Blade's hangar. Having an extra little nerd session on quantum speeds. But yeah, this TS2 is as good as it gets in the size 3 world. And aren't the like the Polaris and such, the capital ships, they have their own grade 4s?
Yes.
Which you can't even mess with. They're bespoke, as they say, until grade 4 component swap becomes a thing.
Yeah. I will say that Polaris's capital drive is freaking nuts.
Like fast? We need to race these
Yeah.
at some point, like to see how it compares.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Like when the Polaris first came about, you could go across Pyro in 3.5 minutes.
Do they nerf that?
I don't know. I haven't tested it in a while.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it was pretty stupid.
Yeah, Zero, if you can get your hands on a TS2, absolutely. TS2 is a military grade drive though and requires contested zones or being lucky to pull one off of a big ship. Oh boy. Look at that beautiful thing.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, actually.
Check the cargo elevator first, if it's working for you.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. If you can hear me through stream, there might be a funny delay because of the way live streams are. But yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
It's
Let me see.
numpad plus on the keyboard if you want to wipe.
Yeah, I actually have that. Let me see how this works. I have it on my mouse. So can you hear me in-game through here?
Yep.
Wicked. Yeah, it's in loading status for me on this. Okay, we're good. I see stuff now.
Okay. Put it on the elevator yourself, because I had it happen that if I put it on and you go in the terminal, then it disappears.
Did I? What? Oh, I'm such an idiot. I left my damn tractor rifle on the whole sea, because I'm a noob.
Grab mine, it's just a standard one.
Oh, wait, I got this too. Let's see. Oh, no, it doesn't work. All right. There we go. All right. Let's see if we get lucky here. I've got a visual on that beautiful object. I'll drop it down.
Perfect.
Thanks again, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries. I'd rather have it, give it to someone that actually uses it, because my C2 is catching dust. Also, my whole C is catching dust.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. It's been rough. The Magnus right now is not doing what it should be doing, so I'm gonna try to maybe run one more from Pyro out before I gotta go and see if I get lucky.
Alrighty, have fun. I gotta go back to work.
All right, man. Well, I'll see you again. Thanks.
No worries.
Blade for the win, guys. Really appreciate that. Man, the community's freaking awesome. I love you guys. It's great. Help me out learning how to do all the little things in the whole sea that I don't understand. Getting awesome things like a freaking TS2 quantum drive to make it even faster. It is mad appreciated. I am actually gonna server hop though, just because server 20 has been a bit of a pain. And for the last run, I'd rather not mess around with it. I'm gonna do an EU hop.
Alright.
Well, that was really cool. Which contested zone to get the TS2? Oh, man, actually, are there specific zones, or is it really random depending on, like, what might be in the contested zone? Because I haven't messed with them.
I know most of the Blade can probably answer this better than I can, but I know when I was in the executive hangars, you found a lot of components in the executive hangars.
Executive hangars, and those are different from like your average contested zone.
So they're the end game to the contested zone.
Oh, like the final treasure vault kind of thing.
Correct. Like
Okay.
you have to go print supervisor key cards. You have to go to the contested zones. You have to unlock them to get blades that then you take to the executive hangar, and those blades unlock all of the doors.
Wow, I like
You
that.
can-
So it's a multi-step sort of, almost like a dungeon or like a raid
Correct.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Just like a line in mine is the same way. A line in mine, you
Yeah.
have to go down there. You have to get key cards. Those key cards then give you blades. You have to have blades to align the towers, and then once the towers are aligned, you have to have laser cards to then align the laser, and then both the top and bottom have to press the button for the damn thing to fire.
That's actually cool. I like seeing that there's like a multi-step sort of purpose to things.
Yes, and for anybody who wants to know, if you're near a line in mine and the laser goes off, you can pass through the laser so long as you're off the ground, but if you're next to the laser on the ground, it will nuke your ship. And it has quite a bit range. It's like 2 kilometers around the base of the laser when it hits the ground. It will absolutely nuke a Polaris.
Wow. 2-click radius?
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. That's really freaking. I need to do that, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hopefully this week at some point, maybe during more reasonable hours, be able to have a live stream where we tackle a line of mine, if it can coordinate in a way to have a couple people on. That'd be fun.
I might be able to wing that Thursday because I'm off that day. But the rest of the week I'm on mandatory overtime. I'm gonna be busy basically from like, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning to like, 9 o'clock in the evening.
Well, all right. I'll make that a tentative schedule then. That I'll make sure I'm home on Thursday, whether I get home early to work on some content or what, and I'll hop in and we'll do the crew meetup Discord. In fact, let me drop the Discord invite. I've kind of have a little bit of a habit of doing that on the live stream since I got you wonderful people here. This is a pretty industrial heavy focused Discord, and meant to be able to get more bits of the community together for fun like this, and we will. I guess keep it in mind if any of you guys are available Thursday. We're in the U.S. here, Eastern time, too. But I'll try to put out some notice in the Discord to maybe crew up and have some fun.
And if my air flight skills are needed, then I'll stay on Overwatch if need be.
Yeah, I don't really mind which role I'm in, whether it's mining, fighting.
I'll stick you in the hole in a Geo. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I do have a Geo. That imp status, that's really helpful.
Yeah, the Geo is fantastic for rock mining. The only problem I have is I need a snorkel tube that connects to an HQ box in the ship.
Wait, what? Really?
It's cargo. It doesn't hold a lot. It's only like 10
I gotcha.
It needs a snorkel tube from its collector to a HQ box in the ship. That's what I need.
Just hoover it up like a freaking vacuum.
Yep. But man, it's 5 a.m. I'm on the 5-hour sleep grind, so I will catch you tomorrow or Wednesday, something like that.
Yeah, Wednesday morning, hopefully we can do our racing, and then Thursday get into a line in mine. That sounds good.
Yep.
All right,
buddy.
brother.
I'll catch you later. Good luck on the
Sounds good,
rest of the
man.
stream.
Yeah, get some rest.
Hey, man.
Wait, no. Don't bring out the whole C yet. Don't do it. I gotta put the TS2 drive in. No. Oh, wait, hang on. Maybe I can do it before. Come on. Did it work? Yes, because I did it before the doors closed. I think we got it. Because it hadn't been spawned yet. So let me check my assets real quick while we're here. Pyro Gateway open. Yes, there's the Erebus. Sweet. We threw it in time. Awesome. I need to check and see if my tractor rifles are actually on the whole sea, just in case we need to use tractor rifles. I'm going to bring one just in case. It's only the executive hangar. Okay. Sweet. Almost at member rank with my Kovalex. Any recommendations to get higher at a faster rate? Well, actually, to FBiz's comment before, I'm glad I inspired you to get the cat for some hauling. Ran into some trouble with mined goods, sadly, but otherwise a blast. Dang. I'm sorry. Hopefully the mined goods weren't too much of a hit in the negative. That's sad. I'm sorry to hear about that. But to your question, White and Nerdy, with the member rank stuff, my best advice for getting through it quickly is to do the planetary member small mission stack grind. I've got a couple of videos on the YouTube channel that go over that. I've got my member grind video. It's about 10 minutes long, where I'm kind of, talking about what to do, bullet point status. That might be helpful. A few people like that. And then I do have a hauling guide video in the Taurus, and then a live stream of me doing the member stack in the Taurus from just last week. And basically the quick run of it is to grab 7 or 8 contracts from either Microtech from Port Trestle or Everest Harbor that are all different commodity types, no repeat commodities. So your aluminum, carbon, corundum, quartz, stems, titanium, tin, tungsten, and you're taking them to the same 4 or 5 distribution centers. And you can basically get those onloaded in 25 to 30 minutes and offload everything in, I would say on average for the first time doing it, maybe an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. You can bring it down closer to an hour, and that's credit for 8 member missions. And doing that maybe 3 times pretty much gets you through the entire member rank, which is really good. Because member rank's a little tougher to grind through, especially since you can't do as many just back and forths in a timely manner. It takes a while. If you're not in a hurry, that's also fine. You can just run station to station. But if you're really wanting to grind through it fast, you're going to have to do the planetary member stacks. So hopefully on the YouTube channel, same CPT_Deadwake. You can find it there. See you around, have fun, saving at least some of your time. Thanks, Blade, again. Really, really appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting some miles on this TS2 for sure. What are you planning to do today? What's up, Mike Wazowski? Yo, that's an awesome name. I love it. We're actually gonna do one final quick run before I gotta go to the gym. The stream is already kind of at an end here. Let's fire our engines up. Oh, actually, before we actually depart, let me refuel. I'm glad I caught that. We need to fuel up. The streaming schedule, guys, for anyone who's curious, I know a lot of you, you're here with me, which is great, is now Monday, Wednesday, Friday, U.S. Eastern Time, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. So that is the new plan, which means I can stream more often and do more with y'all. And then I'm going to try to get into some more stuff, during the actual daytime, balancing making YouTube videos for my 2 channels as well. What the hell what the F? Weird. We just chin slapped. Aw, man. Our Holsey's got the landing gear glitch. It's fine. When we go into quantum, it'll go away. Weird. That was a weird little chin slap. We were pretty clear of everything. Alright. Why do we have a cargo box? Damn it. That's like anytime you request to depart, it also gives you a cargo grid. Let's go into our contracts and get that figured out. But yeah, we're going to finish up on what I'm planning to do. We just want to do another test hauling mission from Pyro Gateway out of here to see how it's performing. And typically from Pyro, we're going to end up going to Everest Harbor, which is another trouble zone, which is good. I want to stress test Everest Harbor a bit better. We haven't really been able to really do that as much in this round. When we tried to run to Magnus, it was partially successful because we were able to partial submit with like 99% of the load, which is fine, but then we couldn't load up from there. Let's see, we got Pyro to Everest. If we can get a couple. Do we have any big missions out of Pyro? No, Terra to Pyro, Everest to Magnus. Oh, Terra to Pyro in this server. So yeah, so it is different. It's not always the same place. The senior, Interstellar Large is either going to go Terra to Magnus or Terra to Pyro. This server, it's a little different. It's going to Pyro. Magnus to Terra. I'm just going to have to take a smaller one. Pyro to Everest. Looks like that's the one we're going to have to grab. So I'll go ahead and accept that. We'll see how this performs. And I might be on doing a little bit more later today as well. To kind of double tap in the streams a little bit. There's Terra to Pyro all the way at the bottom now. It's kind of weird how it moved around. Magnus Terra. Alright, cool. We'll run with this. Let's go ahead and get the ship expanded. Angle back towards the cargo area. Bear Probe Meanie just stole his multi-tool. Oh shoot, I totally did. Well, okay, it was a regular multi-tool. You're totally right. I forgot to give him back his multi-tool. My bad, my bad. Just ran off with it. It was a standard lame little yellow one though. If it was like the black cherry or something, I'd have definitely. I mean, I'll meet up with him and give it back. But no, it's a standard multi-tool. You're totally right though. I jacked his multi-tool. I'm sorry. All right, let's. Why doesn't it want us to accelerate? No, we're not gonna worry about it. It's fine. We're too far away. What's going on here? Yo, Maximus, what's up? Did a run to Everest with the whole sea. Did not unload my cargo. Bug was system kept calling the station for landing in an endless loop. Yikes. Are you, for anybody who's on here still that's been messing with the whole sea, have you been messing it on the most recent Hotfix build? Or are you still on the current live build? Just curious to see what you're dealing with. I'm on Hotfix and it's been rough. It hasn't really been all that much better. I'm hoping it doesn't take an entire game update to see the improvements we want. I'll definitely be taking any really good performance in the PTU with an extra large grain of salt, depending on what they're trying to add to the game, because this alignment mine is a lot. Alright, let's get in here. This is a small 400 SU load, so this really shouldn't be bad. And then in Quantum, I'm going to actually jump out and get my food in the air fryer so I can kind of multitask a little bit because we're going to be running up against the clock a little. Today, I'm meeting up with my father to go to the gym, so I got a little bit more leeway as far as time goes. But I don't want to push it too bad. Cargo transfer should just be about complete. That's a good chunk. That looks good. I'm going to give us a little wiggle back and see if we can... I'm going to get the grid back. There we go. It's doing its taps over and over. That's the thing that's been annoying this time around is there's like a communication issue in the server with the cargo box. I guess we can try to do some quick math. What do we have here? Those are 16s. And we got 3 by 2 by 4. That's a 24 16s. Which is 384. We're missing 21 cargo worth? Oh, no, there we go. We got another 16 there. So we're just missing a 5 set. Oh, there's a single. Which means we just need a quad, which is right there. We got everything. That's it. That's it. That's the full load. So I know it still says transfer paused, but we have physically on ship everything we need. So I'm just going to tear out and move this along. Look at this. Star Citizen hauling, keeping us fresh on our quick math skills. And we're heading to Everest Harbor. Let's pop into our flight mode. The maiden launch of our TS2 quantum drive here. Okay. Fire this baby up. Yeah, that's a hell of a jump forward. Alright. It'll be cool to see. Yeah, there we go. Finally, they got our landing gear up. Landing area revoked. I like to see that. Cool, so the text can eventually disappear. And, yeah, we'll be able to watch how fast the distance ticks down here. White Nerdy, I'll check your videos then. Hell yeah, dude. I really hope that they help you out. I'm going to do more, hauling stuff, and maybe I'll do a random live stream where I'm in the cat and I do a member stack for everyone to pop in and see how it goes with the Caterpillar and how I organize it. Because that's the one thing sort of missing from my more detailed, like longer videos, because the one on the channel is about 10 minutes. It's really kind of meant to be just quick bullet point to the point. So I really hope it's helpful. And you're on the live build. Yeah, I'm not really sure that the hotfix is any better. Geez, we are zipping to this place. Holy cow. Let me real quick run and get my food ready. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a sec. Hi, baby. Want to say hi? Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to chase you. Hi. Man. Oh, my incredible wife has already gotten it taken care of, and holy cow, we are here. I mean, I know that was a relatively short jump. Wasn't expecting it to go by that quick. Yo, Kevin, does your stick always move to the extreme right when you switch views? Yes. I only ask because my gamepad does the same when I hit the right bumper on the pad, and when I hit right bumper on the pad, the damn engine's cut off, and in some ships I get out of the seat. Oh, interesting. I've had the annoying thing where like my head is like, you know, turned like this to the side, which is annoying, and I either move my view around or sometimes I'm able to just like tap the Z key to get my view to switch back. But I haven't had issues with other things turning off or on. That sounds really frustrating. All right, we got all of our nav point beacons back again. So let's see if it ends up being faster because it shows OM5, OM4, Everest Harbor, which is still also, I think, kind of dumb. Probably should just go to a polar node. See if just renabbing erases all the extra noise. Yeah, it does. All right, so just a little quality of life tip. If you guys pop in and you lose your nav point because all the other noise is back on your screen, just exit your destination or delete your destination and reacquire it, and you should go back to the simpler view where you only see the points you're supposed to be quantuming to. That's it. It happens more often than not. Glad it's not just me. It can be fun if you're flying towards a landing zone. Yeah, no joke. Yeah, it's pretty normal that my character for some reason like breaks their neck looking around. Okay, and then whoop, a little too much force there. We'll see, because the game didn't really register that we had actually gotten everything on our whole C. So we'll see if it actually just completes the contract, because physically, we did the math, we did the check, we got everything we need. 3x4x2 16s, and then the quad, the other 16 there, and the single on the back. That all equals out to the 405 SCU of cargo. So let's head over here to drop this sucker off. About right there should be good. Not a whole lot of mass, so we can just go in nose first, and our retro thrusters will be more than enough to handle it. We are going to be getting around so fast with this TS2. Yeah, no joke, Kevin. I put a Pico doll in the center of the ship now, so at least I'm looking at something nice. Yeah, I forgot to, I'll need to go down to Loreville and get some of my flare. Either put like the UAE planet flag or one of the little dolls on there. Maybe another, like a plushie or something would be really cool on the dash, just to give it a little flare there in the middle. So much dashboard in this thing, man. Oh, it looks like we got another ship kind of in front of us, so we want to not hit that. Where is our box? Right by the ship. Okay. Well, we'll just move our thrust vector indicator sort of away from them. Hopefully Everest Harbor is able to accept at least this little 405 SCU on as we come in here. And I'll probably be on later today to do a little stream after I've made some monies out in the Uber and Lyft worlds. And that is another whole C, kind of in the same grid as me. Uh-oh, I'm really slowing. All right, let's slow down faster. We got another pilot here that is doing stuff, and I don't want to bombard him. I don't know if I might jack up his grid. We've got just a serial number, which makes me think that maybe he's outside of his ship doing stuff. Maybe he's doing some manual things. Running the Empyrean paint, what's up? Or is it just offloading? Do I see that? No, it's just the shadow. I don't want to take up his grid space if he's trying to get things going. But if he's not in his pilot seat, what's he doing? What do you think, guys, in the chat? What should we do? Should we enter the grid to see if we can offload too, or give him time? Or maybe try to leave and get another box that's not... Or wait, is he not in the box? Hold up, he might not be in the box. Oh, oh, oh. What am I next to? What am I next to? Am I by a turret? Am I... Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, I'm glad I hit the brakes. No, sir. Not today. Actually, I think he's outside the grid. Which makes this easy for us. Yeah, he is. Cool. Let's get in here then. Let's do this thing. Didn't want to be rude. Be courteous to our fellow haulers out there. Alright. Stick stopped. Hands up. Offloading. Ah, there we go. Come on, give us a credit for everything. 405, 405, 405. Yes, we got all 405. All right, you know, shit. All right, we'll not do this while we're in the grid. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more executive decision. We're gonna do one more big load. Cool. First completed mission. We're on shard 80 in the EU servers. We are still too close to the cargo area. That is impound territory, so let's back up. Don't want to waste too much time being too close to the cargo grids. Okay. Interesting sound effect of the engine there. Go down to about like 40 meters a second and we'll get a big mission. We'll do one more big one. Put the TS2 to work. Because this will be a big 700K-er. Those high rep missions pay well, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that one was like 140K. Not the biggest bang for our buck there, but it was to see, because hopefully with Master maybe there's some more options, but it's not really a well closed loop as far as the bigger missions go. Let's see, Terra. There should be one more 698. There it is. There should be Everest to Magnus 3724. These are the ones we want. These are the ones that pay well. There we go. We got our grid. Zipping in here. God, I love putting those aft engines to work. Alright. Be aware of the fact that we're pointing right at the cargo area, so we don't want to come in too fast. We also got that turret sitting in a very awkward position there. Slow her down. Looking good. We'll go belly up here. There's the other whole C still chilling. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a player that gave up. That is a whole C that's going to get claimed. They were having a rough time. I feel bad. We'll pour one out. F in the chat for our fallen whole C brother there. Let's get in. Park and brake engaged. Little aft hit. Hands off. Come on, baby. Load us up, Everest Harbor. Come on, come on, come on. It's going to be patient. Give it a second to register what's going on. See if I got any news from the father. Alright, give a little wiggle. Up, down. Hey, we're loading. Go external, take a peek. Oh, we're getting like the gamma ray burst visual effect. High energy particles, man, are flying at us. Get the radiation shielding. Oh, there we go. We're loading up, man. We're loading up. Again, guys, run the hotfix. If you know the trick, if you want to try the hotfix, go to your actual Star Citizen folder where live is and just rename the live folder in all caps to hotfix. And then tab over hotfix and hit verify files. And you can jump into this. And then you can also revert back to live. Just rename it back to live in all caps. And then go back to the live build on the RSI launcher. And then verify game files again to go back to live if you want. This is how I kind of bounce between hotfix and live builds. Because it keeps all your settings and everything the same. and then you're able to mess around with hotfixes and such. And we'll see if it was just maybe a bad server that was causing our issues. I mean, most of this is going to be server-related problems because of Align in Mind. So getting in a server that might not be as populated or isn't running the Hathor mining stuff as hardcore or whatever will probably just mean a better whole seat time for you. If you're fortunate to get the infinite loading bug where it just stays at 0 and it keeps just ticking and not loading, you might be okay to just abandon, close up, server hop. But if you have a full load and you can't offload it, it gets a bit more annoying because now you might be talking about claiming your ship or manually offloading it, storing it, claiming it, whatever ends up being the better use of your time. It can be a little frustrating, man. You know, it's she comes with some struggle right now, the whole sea. As we can see with our guy up there who just gave up, it looks like. That's our one with Empyrean paint, right? That's the only, I think that's the only whole sea out here right now besides us. What's up, Mitchell? We'll see. I'm actually getting ready to run over from Everest Harbor back to Magnus with this load. On server shard 20 in US, the drop-off was about a 98-99% success, and then picking up a mission after that didn't work. Here, we just dropped off a load from... Watch another ship come in. I'm like always cautious of other ships. We dropped off a load from Pyro to here, 405 SCU, very small amount, and it was a full contract complete. So that was cool, to Everest. Now we're taking this load from Everest back out to Magnus. We'll see if it works. It's been very hit or miss today. I don't really want to say it's better. It still feels like more of the same. We'll see. Yeah. I just unloaded, not a big load, not like this. I haven't been able to do a big load to Everest yet. But the load I just ran was from Pyro Gateway to Everest Harbor. And it unloaded perfectly. I got here and it dropped off. Again, only about 400 SCU, so it was a small mission. So there's a caveat there. But yeah, it offloaded, contract complete, was good to go. And we got this mission now, this bigger mission out to Magnus with about 3,300 SCU. And we're going to see if it completes. Alright, sweet. We should be getting close. I don't want to try to math this load, so hopefully it just says we're good. 3724 is what we're looking for. The grid hasn't come back yet, showing that it's done. We got the small boxes on board, but I think they actually load this. Okay, yep, I did just see some more boxes popping in, so. Yep, there we go. And now the grid's back, so now we should be officially cargo complete. Sweet. All right, Shard 80 for Europe is doing well. Yeah, that rep grind is painful, dude. And I'm so sorry to hear that your rep got tanked. That hurts my soul, man. I wish I could, like, give rep... Or actually, I don't know. Maybe later, if you're on, we'll just party up and share the missions. And I'll just let you leech off of the experience and senior rank to help you get back up. I wouldn't mind doing that. Alright, let's put this TS2 to work and shoot over to Magnus. Stop trying to impound me, you mall cops. Get out of here. God, it's so annoying. Alright. Okay. We went way too full. Full burn. Oh my gosh, we're still rotating. Jeez, girl, let's orient better. That momentum just carried us away. Yeah, how's Pyro been? I'm sure it's probably not quite as busy this time as it was during Supply or Die. It's probably a good time to go mining and salvaging out there. Thanks for the offer. Just can only play at such odd times due to my business. Hey, I don't blame you, man. No worries. I'm fortunate that with what I do for a living, I'm on my own schedule. Because my main source of income outside of military retirement is doing Uber and Lyft. So, be a little bit of a double-edged sword because I could be tempted to come home a little too early. But, yeah. Pyro is solid. 0 issues. Yeah, I think they've got, what is it, 3 main servers running Pyro and like 7 servers running Stanton for this patch. And not a whole lot of incentive to abuse Pyro's system this patch. So I'm pretty sure Pyro is actually a really nice place to fly around. FBiz, how does rep share... Say we get a group of haulers going all on their own missions. So there's like a thing going on right now whether or not CIG is trying to decide to split rep or not split rep, but also split money or not split money. And I don't know where they're at right now as far as like if we share a mission, if we split money, but we all get the same full rep, or if it's all still split across the board, money and rep. I think eventually they want to go to no split and everyone just gets full value, which would be an awesome incentive for people to actually crew up and play together. Or actually, I think what they said is that they would scale up the money or rep depending on how many people are in a group. But right now, it's kind of hard to say. We'd have to tinker with it. But yeah, if you're in an actual party and you shared the mission and accepted the shared mission, then it should, in the least, divvy up the rep for completing each mission amongst everybody. So in theory, just like with bounty hunting, if I was to share a senior rank or experienced rank mission, it should have a larger impact on those of you who are not at that rank yet. Like you should be getting a fat chunk of experience towards your ranks, which would be cool. So if I end up online at the same time with any of you guys hauling around, I don't mind sharing the missions just to share. And what's cool is when you're doing the hauling contracts, if you share them, like let's say as an example, you have like 3 guys with Caterpillars or C2s, and you got like 3,000 SU of cargo to transport, which you would need more ships to do that. But point is, you can each call the materials up from your own individual elevators, which is really cool. So if you have a mission shared, you can divvy it up to where you're like, all right, you guys take the pressurized ice to this drop off. We'll take the tin to this drop off. You take the stems to that drop off. So you can get into the logistics of it and sort of spread out the load for how you want to do stuff. That would be a fun thing to do at some point. Get a group of haulers together and just start, throwing out contracts and just banging them out and seeing how it goes. I wish there was some clarity. I need to do a little research to see if we're at a point yet where you're getting full rep on shared missions or if it's still split. I don't care so much about splitting the money. That's fine. But the rep, that kind of sucks. If it's split between too many people, then the rep gain is going to be so minuscule, which would be kind of like the opposite of it would de-incentivize group hauling. So hopefully that's not the case. But if anybody in chat knows, let me know. And wow, we covered that distance pretty quickly. We are flying in here to Magnus. This quantum drive is incredible. Accelerates faster than the Erebus and has a higher top speed than the Agni. Woo! Thank you, Blade. This TS2 will be getting lots of use. Alright. Still split. Damn, see, that sucks. So, if that's the case, when you're splitting it up, I probably wouldn't want the hauling groups to be any more than like maybe 3 people. Because otherwise, the split of rep is going to be painful. Unless everybody's doing their own missions. What's up, baby? Oh, I love you too. Drive safe. Hey, Cap, completely forgot you'd be streaming. Figured I'd pop on as I was heading to bed. Nice. Yeah, we're actually in our last mission here because I got to race over to the gym. I just wanted to test out one more big mission to see if it actually drops off successfully. It's been not good. Granted, it could have been server 20 that we were in that was a mess. So far, pickup and drop off in this server has been okay. We did a pickup from Pyro, dropped off at Everest. We did a pretty solid pickup at Everest, dropping off to Magnus, which would be promising because Everest Harbor has been a total nightmare. So if this is if this is a successful drop to Magnus, that would be promising, and it'll really just point to how bogged down certain servers are. Let's see, as we're flying into the server, we'll see how many people are on it. Maybe get a little bit more detail. There we go. We are lined up, flying in. We're going to probably just chill at 200 meters a second. Let's see what our server load is looking like here. We'll pop into server number, or the count of people. Actually, this is a light server. There's only 550. Well, actually, no, the server is pretty... The shard is pretty full. 553 people in the shard. 48 in the Magnus area. It looks like we're in the Magnus server. 50 people or so. And then if we go into our other display info, yeah, we are in Europe shard 080 with 30 server FPS. So this server is performing really well. If any of you guys can get into shard 80, it's probably a good time. Alright, let's get up here a bit closer. We'll turn and burn. Yeah, part of why I'm taking a break from socializing right now. Yeah, don't blame me, man. I'll be here to test it and let you know how it's going for me. I'm going to do some more testing a little later today as well. Alright, going to go ahead and full burn to slow us down. Let's double check our heading. Looking good. Yeah, this should be a decent stop. And then we can just nose up and we'll be at our cargo grid. Got the turn and burn down to a science, man. Alright. Get our rotate on. We'll not go too fast. Don't want to overcompensate with our pitch. There it is. Giant, others appreciate. Give me a chance to play some other games while they fix 4.1. Yeah, true. I haven't really been able to mess around with too many other games, which is okay, because I love doing this as well. And it's kind of nice to fly around in Star Citizen as opposed to all the work that I'm doing outside of it. But I do want to mess with some other games at some point, just to switch it up. Let's see. Let's slow down. There we go. We're doing good. We're doing good. Bring our path up a little bit. There we go. Activate our parking brake. Little aft strafe to try to fully stop us. Immediately going into cargo transfer. But I think we have the offload bug again at Magnus. Damn. Okay, let me hop out of the seat real quick. And always when doing the flip and burn, remember the cant. You know it. SE does have some of the best flight mechanics I've ever encountered. Why I keep coming back, despite it's nearly 15 years out the state. Yeah. Yeah, there are certain things about this game that even with all the issues, I'll enjoy playing it. Just that's why eventually, you know, those of us who've been in for a long time will refer to it lovingly as workaround citizens sometimes. Speaking of, we're going to bounce out of here and try to get the box to disappear. And then I will try one more time to offload. But we are right up to my limit here at about 5:30. So I really need to be wrapping this up. We got our offload bug again. This is the main problem, guys, that a lot of y'all are having, that I'm having as well. Where it's just in a communication loop where it is like the infinite triggering offload, but doesn't actually offload or start the process. And there's no real consistent workaround that I've found. I mean, trying to get the box to disappear and maybe even quantuming out, which we can actually do to speed this up a little bit. We'll do a real quick little quantum out and back, just to make this a little faster. Obstructed. Get out of here with that. What are you obstructed by, really? Like one asteroid or something in the way of us jumping to that location. Let's try a different one then. Come on, Chris Roberts. Nope. Dang it. Zooming too far out of the system is so frustrating. And then when you click on it, it takes you all the way back in on you. There we go. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, let's try that again. Back to Stanton, please. Thank you. Mabudo, I've gotten Magnus to work. Sometimes it just lags and takes a minute or reset the process. Yeah, we're going to try to do a bit of a reset here. Magnus and Terra, for me, outside of the hotfix, have been largely working. Now, we are in the latest hotfix patch, which might have introduced its own issues. But hopefully it gets some love, and when it goes live, we'll be a bit more set. So we're going to do a little jump just to break away. Landing area revoked, which is good. That's what I want to see. We're going to pop in a quantum here real quick. Back to Magnus. Alright, big girl. Come on, let's turn. we'll get lined up. We'll actually do our little seat check. Or we'll do the seat check when we actually get in there. That makes more sense. Alright, let's see. Wish us luck, guys. Hopefully this offload works, otherwise we're logging off with a full load. And I will deal with the repercussions later. Alright, we'll get in close. We'll turn and burn. We'll hop out of the seat. Then we'll call the cargo grid. We'll try to do everything on the checklist first. Just dropping in to say hello, have fun. Yo, what's up, Happy Camper? Good to see you, man. Hope you have a great day, man. I'm about to actually get to the gym and then get to work. Hopefully get some good FSD content, get some more videos out. I need some excited customers, man. I need more people to freak out about self-driving cars. It feels like with all the complexity of the game, it's small things that get you. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I always have to keep in mind just how big of an undertaking this is and appreciate the fun I do have. And also, I approach this from a play testing mentality too, even as long as I've been playing the game. I try to keep that mindset. That way, when things don't work, you know, it's like, well, yeah, you know, you hope it's better, report on it when it is. But sometimes it's just gonna be a little rough around the edges, man. Hell yeah, Smeeg, you might like my my main YouTube channel. I've been testing Tesla's full self-driving for years here in the United States as an actual like self-driving taxi, because I do Uber and Lyft. So a lot of my content centered around testing to the same sort of degree that I'm testing the whole C, just in real life with the self-driving technology, giving kind of a fun scientific approach, having my customers reacting to a self-driving car, or in a lot of cases not reacting, which is crazy. Some people just, it either goes over their head or they just don't care. But it's been fun. That's where my main content is, like my entry into the YouTube world. And I've often equated the undertaking of Star Citizen to something similar to Tesla's FSD or Starship with SpaceX. Like this crazy tech they're trying to do. All right, let's hop out of the seat real quick. All right, there we go. All right, let's see if we can pull this grid out. Where are we sitting? Off of starboard. Where's the grid, baby? Where are you hiding? There you are. Oh, right next to me. Awesome. All right, let's see. Please offload. Be nice to me. That'd be wonderful. A little salute to Chris Roberts here. Let's have a successful mission. Oh, those retro thrusters are having a hard time stopping us. There we go. And boom. We're stopped. I'm just gonna see. Oh, we got our tick going on here. Move around a bit, change our orientation. Come up a little bit here. Ooh, there we go. What are you doing? Back up. It'd be cool if there was a certain way to point the ship that just worked. Yes, Megan, on your point about, you know, can't really get self-driving cars until all cars are self-driving, that's where I have to disagree, objectively. I prove out how well it is working with all the crazy people now to be a lot more reliable and safe when there aren't humans involved. But it does really well. Over 80% of my rides with customers, I don't have to do anything. It does it all over Florida. It's really a fantastic technology. It's objectively competent, more so than a lot of human drivers. But Yeah, it'll still, again, be a lot better once there are no humans involved. I do agree with that. All right. Yeah, and Mabu, it shouldn't really matter how we are, level or not. Unfortunately, it just is being a pain. Because I've done the testing coming in canted, sideways, up, down, diagonal, and it's always performed fine as long as the server is communicating well. Now we just got this cargo offload bug. It is what it is. I am going to set course to quantum out. And unfortunately end up just back into menus. And we will do some more testing later. Because I am past my limit for the day. I've got to go beat up the muscles. Let's get oriented to this jump point. There we are. Thanks, Meeg. I appreciate it. Get ourselves an iRobot situation happening where all the cars are defaulted to self-driving and have the option for manual. Yeah, dude, that'd be really cool. I agree. That'd be awesome. Hopefully minus the AI getting pissed off and wanting to hurt us. That wouldn't be great. Let's avoid that part. Alright. Definitely be nice for traffic and general safety. All the crazy people out there not being behind the wheel will be a nice thing. As long as Will Smith's around to shoot him in the... Yeah, dude, exactly. Can I get one of those, like, bionic arms like Will Smith? That'd be pretty sick. Handle the robots ourselves. But it's really great to have you all in the chat. It's been a fun morning of failures with the whole C. Let's test out the last thing. Let's see if we can actually bed log out. That'd be kind of cool. Typically, you know things aren't going well if when you try to bed log, it's still registering your ship as being in the landing zone, and it won't let you bed log. That's kind of been a pretty good indicator of how good or bad your experience might be on it. And later today, I might actually go back to the live build and see how it's performing there as compared. Oh, we do have the ability to log out if the thing will stay. So this one up here won't give you the bed log option. It'll only let you get up, which is annoying. There's a secondary one that'll be down kind of towards your armpit. It just likes to be annoying when you're in armor. And nope, not that one. Just kind of keep right clicking until I can get it back, because I don't want to take off my armor to do this. But yeah, we'll do some more testing later on the hotfix, and maybe even go back to live to see how it compares. Or, you know, by then maybe the hotfix will be rolled into live. We'll see. Whereas I'm trying to get this to pop up here. This would be a nice thing. Let quality of life improvement to not be a problem anymore. That pain in my butt. Maybe the head tracking will be a good way to fix this too. How long is this gonna take? This is funny. Just gonna keep tapping. Oh, damn it. Now we're sitting up again. What a real pain. Let's try this other bed. Can we even, like... No, that'd be cool. Wait. Oh my gosh, you can! I've never tried getting into the top rack. That's funny. Hey, who knows? Maybe this will be a better way to do it. Nah, I shouldn't have got my hopes up for that. God, the second I hit the right click. There we go. Boom! Drive it! You gotta be fast, man. You gotta be fast. You gotta just grab and drag down and you can log out. So I will deal with offloading that or claiming the ship later when we get back into it. We'll do some more whole sea testing. We'll see how it goes. It is rough right now. Magnus is failing hard. Pyro to Everest worked a little bit. Very hit or miss. Picking up and dropping off from Everest Harbor has had measured success. Magnus for me today has been a total fail. Aside from, I think, the first drop-off that was a partial, majority partial, like 99% of the cargo at least. It was like 3230 out of like 3280 or whatever. But aside from that, it's been a total fail trying to onload or offload from Magnus. I haven't tried out Terra today. I didn't really have time. I'll do that later. Maybe that's one of the things I'll do later. We'll do some Terra to Pyro, or maybe some Everest to Terra to Everest kind of stuff. Careful around Magnus today, guys. Magnus seems to be struggling for some reason across different servers. Maybe just in the hotfix too. So if you're in live, it might not be the case. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there, my friends. I'll be streaming again on a scheduled Wednesday, probably doing some races with Cat and Kuza, and maybe back to some more hauling stuff on Friday. And then later today, I might go live impromptu just to mess around some more. But I'm going to get out of here and get to the gym and get to work. And I will see you guys out in the verse.